know I'm watching, but I'm trying to pretend it's not so important at all. I'm here for the journey, I'm here for it all. I'll ride or die, I just need to see you all smiling.
Battery 20%.
That's me. I was supposed to, it's me now. I was supposed to, it's me.
Oh, he is good, he is good. Scotty, Chopper, Scotty, Chopper, 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 Chopper.
This song's not misogynistic, is it? This isn't a misogynistic one, is it? The lady's singing my name. Ooh.
Oh, he is good, he is good.
Good.
Scotty, Chopper,
Right, that's enough of that. And some relaxing, cozy piano. Let's have some nice, relaxing, cozy. Let's have some nice, relaxing, cozy. You are not going to believe. You are not going to believe. Well, Happy Days has already seen it. Big ups, Val. Am I like? Oh my God. I don't want to. Is it? Should we stop calling Val Sex Mad Val now? Obviously, it was just a. I see it as a term of endearment. It's like we all got our own special name from Alan, didn't we? We none of us were allowed to just be ourselves. We all had to have some kind of like alter ego character that we like. It's like I think of us a bit like the Avengers. Although don't say that. No, you like it. I know you like it. Whee! No, sorry. It's like we all got our own special. It's immediately on a tangent. It's nice to see you. Immediately on a tangent. It's like we all got our own special nick. Like it's. I don't want to say we're like the Avengers, but then if we're like the Avengers, then we're an organised group, aren't we? Organised by some fella. What was his name? Dr. X. Was that somebody else? I don't know. I don't follow the superheroes enough. But like we'd be like a team of like super. We all had our own special talent. We all had our own special, different like thing, didn't we? On Angle and like, Lizzie with the no hate group and Val. I was saying this. I don't know if you heard me say it. Basically, what we're about to cover tonight, I covered on Twitch yesterday because I couldn't help it. Because I just like, oh my God, I couldn't help it. Alan's been so bad, like, I couldn't help it. But I thought this has got to be a stream here as well. So tonight we're going to cover Frankie Rusick's post. We're going to cover Alan's post. We're going to cover a bit of this judgment. But look, it's got loads of words. So, like, I'm not Alfred Einstein. But fortunately, instead of it being like this, we're going to cover this at some point, like all the words, but it's a little bit dry, I suppose. But fortunately for us, Alan decided the day before of the judgment to go on the internet and talk at length for about an hour. And it's one of the most unbelievable, horrific. I couldn't understand why. I'm shocked to the core. Like it's incredible. So you've got that. That's going to snazz things up a bit. And he's also in the newspaper as well. So we're going to look at that. So that's what I've got tonight. And I was just saying yesterday, I was talking about narcissism, and I was saying about how like different people on the internet experienced. I think today's Alan video that we're going to watch, is the most outrageous display of narcissistic traits I've seen. And like people think of narcissism as just like being a big bully all the time, which it kind of is, isn't it? It kind of is. But like Val's seen narcissism from the inside out, and like her approach to Alan was always that like she's exposing a narcissist. Like it was narcissist first. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and like, so I think she saw through or saw into the core of a lot of his behaviour in ways that other people didn't or couldn't or have eventually. Or, you know, I'm not saying everyone's an idiot and Val's the only one, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I think she was more tuned to it, more aware of it. Like it was really important work she did. So shouts out, Val. And this today's like, I didn't understand. I was saying yesterday when I watched it, I'll give you a reaction tonight, but it won't be my live reaction. And God help us, that was a 7-hour stream yesterday, so like, lots of tangents. But over on Twitch that was. But the real thing that I had to like, you know, that really had to settle into me, that I had to really like get my head around, was that this man is a full-on narcissist, and so he doesn't behave like a normal. I say normal, you know, he doesn't behave like a. I'm not trying to dehumanize him, but he doesn't behave like we do. Like he doesn't think like we do. Like his decision making is skewed by the fact that he's fucking narcissist. Like well mad. Like Fruit Loop. He was in another courtroom. He's in a. I'll tell you what he is. He's a wig short of a court case. That's what he is. I'm the wig man. I've got a new wig because I cut my hair short. Do you like it? Val would like it. She knows about haircuts. And so because of that, I need to get, obviously, can't go around looking like that all the time. So I've got myself a new wig. I let Peter Folding borrow it from time to time, so I don't know if it's in good nick. But I've got myself a new wig. So comes back smelling of llamas. Mud all over it, smelling of llamas. I knew he was a wrong 'un from the off. I knew Alan was a wrong 'un from the off. I did, because the first introduction between me and Alan was that he stole some of my content. I'm not just talking about that edit I did. You know, I did an edit of something off the telly so that we could all use it to look at. It's a bit like Lizzie, you know, she gathered some stuff, true crime stuff, so that we could all use it and look at it. And Alan uploaded it to his channel like it was his. Got £200 for the views. Biggest, tallest poppy. And I was cross about that. But then I watched one of his episodes and it was just all the things I'd said the day before. So my introduction was like this horrible plagiarist on the internet that was just like content thief, grifting his way through it. Yeah. Oh, this is bizarre today. It's bizarre. So I suppose I should get into it and start doing it. I mean, the big news is 40 grand, yeah? Don't ask me any questions about how the court system works, about how the bailiffs work, or big ups Red Fan. Thank you. Oh, should we get the buttons out? Red Fans unlock the buttons.
Where's Nancy?
Where's Nancy? Where do I want it? Where is Nancy anyway?
Where is Nancy? Thank you, Red Fan, my Nancy. I've got a few Nancys. Thank you. And some gifted memberships there. And
High heels on my tippies. Dough, say ain't Gabbana, that's on my tippies. Top.
if you want to, I shouldn't do this because some people might abuse this system. But it's always still money for me. So if you want to tip me and have it go on the screen and read it out and say things on the screen, which you'll be responsible, not for me, not me. I won't be responsible for it. Then that's a tip link as well. I'm just very grateful for all of your support, really. Yeah, very grateful. Okay. The party button. We have a button when Eddie turns up. I press a button for Eddie. I can't have a button for everyone.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Nickel-Dam Kessinger. Alan, do you want me to walk into your life wearing my clip-clop shoes?
So, but this is an incredible display of narcissism. That's what I'm going to say this is tonight. That's what I think about it. I think the background music's at a reasonable volume. Let me just check that, because it always gets in my ear. It's at the lowest volume it can be. Okay. I think that's okay. If it puts you off, you tell me. We will start with Frankie Rusik's post. We'll do Alan's post. We'll have a quick look at the actual document, which, when I say quick, I'm not, there it is. I'll give you the link in chat. We will go through this at some point, but the overall gist of it, I can give you the overall gist of it as well. I've got that in a different window. More windows than Buckingham Palace. And then Lizzie's in the hate not Facebook, hope for hate. I'm on Facebook, I don't know. It's the hope not hate. No hate, just exposing Armchair Detective lies. Let me get it right. I was getting confused with something else then. We've got the video, and Alan's in the Daily Mail, so we'll probably do the Daily Mail before the video as well, won't we? Okay. So first of all, Frankie Rusik, the claimant. I mean, I don't have to explain this, do I? Do you want me to explain? If you're new to this, Alan Vinnicombe's a bad man. He's in the Daily Mail, so that makes that he's bad, right? And then there's been a tragic murder in America, and Alan's been saying bad things about the people who live on after the tragedy, the family of the murder victims. So that's basically the sum up of it. But it doesn't, that's just like saying, Hitler gassed the Jews. There was some bad stuff that he did, but there's a lot more bad stuff as well. It's just like saying, it's just that's like the headline. But there's been years of it, and it extends as far as going to Thailand and having photos taken with, and having rumours about locking people in pubs, and I say rumours. He got caught singing with kids on Small by us, but on a karaoke app he was singing with kids on a karaoke. These are all different stories anyway. It's different things, but the main headline is Alan is bad, and I'm obliged to cover him after years of this now. I feel it's like an obligation of mine rather than... but this one's been a bit of a pleasure, so... Okay. Frankie Rusik, dear friends, the judgment was handed down today, bringing these proceedings to a close. I'm grateful to my attorneys and barrister for their work and support throughout what's been a long and difficult process. The High Court has ruled in my favour, awarding damages and granting an injunction, preventing the repetition of the defamatory allegations made against me. Remember that bit. Remember that bit. The court has also recorded that the defendant was given multiple opportunities to provide a compliant defence, which was ultimately struck out. And he's completely right. In here, they do write about the fact that, we gave Alan the chance to do his defence. They make it clear. It's not. There's no contention about that. It's all in proper legal, the full document. I think at this point we're beyond saying the judge is lying, aren't we? Or they're making it up. I think we're going to accept that both parties had an opportunity to put their case before the judge, and the judge decided. And that's the whole point of the system, isn't it? This is a landmark victory for me and my family. This has been deeply personal, and I am relieved that the court has recognised the harm caused. I hope this now allows us to move forward and continue to grieve in peace. And that's the serious bit. This case is a reminder that there are legal responsibilities that come with what people choose to publish online. And, fair point. Fair point. Don't start pointing the fingers at me for doing a song at 4 a.m, everyone. Don't start that now. We've had the legal ramifications for me pretending to put my willy in Alan's mouth on a green screen. Okay, we've had those legal ramifications. The police did come. Alan did send them, because I had the green screen behind me and I stood up and turned my back on you and pretended to put my willy in his mouth. The police did have to talk to me about that. Well, only because Alan forced them to. And then they were cross, because after they looked at it and I explained what was happening, they were cross. They said, that Alan shouldn't be doing that. Alan shouldn't be calling us up for this. It's a waste of everyone's time. You can do as much green screen willy action as you want. Well, they didn't say that, but they heavily implied it. So don't start coming at me. All right. He's put the link, so you can go to the link. So some of you will want this, so I'll just pop it in chat now. You can also find it on Frankie's post, and I'll pin it. It's been pinned. You got pinned. Pinned like a moth. Pinned like a moth. Pinned like a moth. What you say? More windows than Bill Gates. That's a good one. It's not though, is it? Because Bill Gates made his wife have sex. Wait, no, wait. He had. I shouldn't say this, should I? Because of the defamation. Didn't Bill Gates? Bill Gates? Isn't Epsteined up? Isn't he Epsteined up? And he had to put some antibiotics in his wife's dinner because he gave her an STI or something. Like, being a billionaire doesn't help you when you have to put antibiotics in your wife's dinner, does it? Doesn't help you then, does it? Big ups Kelly. We like Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. Shout out. I just shout out. I gave you big ups and a shout out, 2 in 1. No smule, please. We don't have to watch the smule now. It's just, I have to just mention it, don't I, as part of the story. I don't know. It's all right. We don't have to. We don't have to do that. So there's the document. It's it's got it all in it, and I'm not going to read this now because there's like more entertaining. And this is important, and I think that I will do this as a stream. But I think that in general, people are here because Alan has just been hit with the 40k. That's what you need to know. I'll give you the summary. The judgment is silent on costs. The document only covers the remedies hearing. Costs would typically be dealt with at either end of the same hearing or in a separate order. That order isn't included here. What we can infer is that the general rule in English civil litigation is costs follow the event. The loser pays the winner's costs. Rusick won. Vinnicombe would be ordered to pay for costs on top of the 40 grand damages. There's a complication because Mr. DeWild represented Rusick pro bono, so the judgment notes it and thanks him for it, and that affects the cost picture because there are specific rules about recovering costs where a party's been represented for free. So some of the work that the lawyers did was for free on top. Alan doesn't have to pay for that, but I've asked ChatGPT essentially to tell me, and it says if Vinnicombe has no income, then the costs order against him is difficult to enforce. The combined total of 40 grand damages plus whatever costs are awarded would be a very substantial for someone in his stated financial position. So I don't know what happens next. Maybe they can get a costs order. I don't know what happens next exactly. And overall, the brief summary of this whole document, I asked it for that as well, a brief one. It says it's the judgment from Rusick versus Vinnicombe, handed down 23rd of April 2026 at the High Court. It's the remedies hearing following an earlier judgment that already struck out the defendant's defence. Here are the key points. Background: Frankie Rusick's the brother of Shanann Watts, murdered by her husband. Alan Vinnicombe ran a YouTube channel, Armchair Detective Blue, 79,000 subscribers, and published around 184 videos on the case, including allegations that Rusick was fraudulently fundraising and had harassed or incited violence against Vinnicombe. Rusick sued for defamation and harassment. The harassment claim specifically failed on jurisdiction. The judge followed the existing High Court authority, holding that the Protection from Harassment Act requires the victim to experience the harassment in England and Wales. So because Frankie was in America, then they couldn't order remedies for the harassment. So if Frankie... the claim was stayed, which means it wasn't dismissed. So if Frankie comes to England, or if Alan goes to America, then maybe there can be problems. But at the moment, they can't make Alan pay any money for the harassment. He didn't get let off the harassment, but they couldn't put it through because Frankie was in America. The defamation succeeded. The 5 videos between 2021 and 2022 viewed between 5,000 and 26,000 times each were found to have carried serious meanings: fraudulent fundraising, harassment, and inciting death threats. Damages were assessed at 40 grand in general, and aggravated damages reduced somewhat from 60 because Rusick lives in America and his primary reputation is there. So Alan got to hide behind the fact that Frankie was in America. Alan used to keep going on about, he's in America, so, and I can't pay if I lose, and he's in America. Well, actually, that really helped Alan in the end. It reduced the cost of the bill at the end of it, so to speak. An injunction was also granted restraining Vinnicombe from repeating the defamatory allegations. And bear that in mind, there's an injunction, right? Full-on injunction. Let me show you what I'm reading. Full-on injunction. So Alan's not allowed to repeat the defamation. Alan's not allowed to repeat the defamation, right? Is this closure? That's a good question. I think yes, in a way, yeah. Well, I thought it would be, but then wait till you see what Alan does on the video. So I think that that is... what was I saying? I think that the important thing to note here is that the defamatory allegations are not like... Alan seems to think that he's in trouble because Frankie Rusick does or doesn't have a criminal record, and Alan said something very specific, and if he can prove that or not prove that, or... I think Alan believes that there's been like some sort of clear statement that Alan's made that he's being sued on, like a sentence he said. But I think it's more than that. I think the way this explains it is that it's, he did 180 videos. There's 5 videos specifically cited, and those 5 videos are sort of like, if you're going to sue for 180 videos, the court's not going to sit and watch 180 videos. So the court sort of says, okay, give me the 5. It looks at them and he says, and he's also done 180 of these. Okay, it kind of like takes it all as a bigger picture, doesn't it? And so it's about fraudulent fundraising allegations, harassment, inciting violence. There's like a range of things. So Alan is not allowed to repeat certain defamatory allegations, and I think that might include like we're all gang stalkers and you're all work, and all that sort of stuff. There's like a range of things there. So I think that's important to note. I asked it about how Alan had to pay and whether he does have to pay and what has to happen. And it told me that if Vinnicombe genuinely has no assets, then a judgment debt against someone with nothing is essentially a piece of paper until their circumstances change. So I don't know about getting the money off him. But, and this is where I don't know, so don't quote me on this, but I think it's really confusing to me in a way, because there's all these people getting mad about a crowdfund and this and that, but if the court costs get paid by Alan, then don't they get reclaimed by the lawyers? I don't know if it's Frankie that has to chase Alan or if it's the lawyers for the court costs. For the other money, maybe it's Frankie. So don't quote me on that, but I think the lawyers might have a good job at getting their money back. I think they might have a good go at it. So I don't know, but that's the dry bit, okay? He's going to talk about the newspaper, so I think we should just quickly show you that he's in the newspaper again today. British YouTuber hit with 40 grand libel bill for pushing wholly unfounded conspiracy theories over murder. So they're in the Daily Mail. Alan Vinnicombe's mentioned. Obviously it tells the story that we're telling here. The judge's thing here, it says, I accept the allegations of dishonesty and harassment repeated over a number of linked broadcasts and published, at least for some of the videos, to at least 20,000 people with a particular interest in the Watts case are serious and have caused the claimant distress. Alan Vinnicombe. There he is in the picture in the newspaper. Bless these lot. Obviously not him. It's a bit of a shit to put group photo in like that, isn't it? Daily Mail. So, it's got the write-up. It describes Alan as a semi-professional poker player and not just a general twat. But he also created films about the death of Nicola Bulley, a 45-year-old mother, the focus of widespread online conspiracy theories. After YouTube shut his channels down, he said he depended heavily on the revenue they generated. Mr. Vinnicombe represents himself at a previous hearing, admitting he had not adhered to court rules. There's Shanann and the kids. Bless them. There's that bastard. Don't let Alan see this. Alan's in the same newspaper article. Forget it. So then it discusses the murder, and that's that. So Alan's in the news again. There he is. Bastard. Which brings us round to this. Here's where the entertainment starts. I mean, that's the serious factual bit, yeah? Here's where the entertainment starts. Yeah, let's just do this then. It's... Like, this is... Well, you'll see. You'll see. This is shot the day before the judgment comes out. So this is the evening before the judgment comes out. I don't know if Alan knew what day the judgment was coming. I don't know if he knew exactly what day. Can't know. There has been a rumour that he's been in Malta. I haven't followed it up and confirmed it or anything like that, but there has been a rumour that he's been in Malta. It's this time of year for it. Someone said they saw the wristband in one of his TikToks. There has been a rumour that he's been in Malta. He does seem a little bit tanned. This is from the day before. The day before the judgment. So Alan hasn't been given the final 40k in this video. He's hoping it won't be that bad or whatever. You know, this is the day before, so you've got to bear that in mind. I think the court order preventing him from talking about the case and stuff and doing the defamation, I think that court order has already been put in. You know, I think that already exists. So, hold on to your hats. This is Mr. Alan Vinnicombe in all of his, and I say all of his glory, this is one of his most incredible performances. Narcissistic injury and deflection. Like,
AD, you should be seeing me clearly now. Who's going to be first to recognise Armchair Detective? Cup of tea? Cup of tea? Who's speaking to me then? No one? Okay. Ah, hello, I can see you. Melissa Marvelous, how are you? First of all, I have to apologise for my lack of Liam Payne contact lately.
you don't have to apologise for lack of content.
There is a reason for that.
It's fine.
Can you hear me okay?
It's fine. I don't need you to apologise for lack of content. I'm happy that you're not doing any content. On the other hand, what that does reveal is that the people in his Patreon are most likely there from his recent Liam Payne grift. He's got a couple of idiots on the Liam Payne grift into his Patreon.
Most Pam. All coming in. Can you hear me okay? Answer is, can you hear me okay? Yes?
It's funny
dear,
because
no one answers me anymore.
it's funny because it's not even an interactive show, is it? He does this at the start of every episode that he does. He does a minute of, maybe longer, of can you hear me? Am I here? Can you hear me? Unable to really be sure that he's streaming live until people are in the chat saying you're streaming live. It's not a great start to any show. We did a little bit of music at the start of the show because I just get myself set up. I don't like doing the music all the time. I think we should go straight into it, really, but I wasn't. Anyway, but the the audience is watching, so you might just want to fill this time with some, hi, I'm Alan. It's the Armchair Detective Show. While I wait for people to come in, I'll just tell you about this, this, and this, and here's a little bit of a song. Or do something. But Alan likes to sit in silence and complain that nobody's talking to him. They are on a delay as well. There's a slight delay to them. This has never changed. It's one of my favourite things he does.
I'm talking to myself. Ah, good, okay.
But like I say, it's not an interactive show. So once they've announced, yes, I'm here, he will then ignore them unless he needs them to do something. Like, now it's, like, okay, you're here, right, I'm going to rant at you. But like, checking that interactive aspect, are you here? Can you talk? Like, he doesn't refer to them and talk to them usually much.
Okie dokie.
He
Oh, it's nearly
deleted-
summer, isn't it? Nearly summer,
shit.
guys. Sounds great. Whoa, where's Pam?
Okay, this is going to happen now. Now this is happening. I'm not logged into Facebook, so I have to get the video. And sometimes it does that, it's because I clicked on the wrong thing. So that's my fault. So watch out for that happening. I was going to pause it and talk to you in chat. He deleted this video immediately yesterday. I should think he fucking would do. Wait till you see what he says.
Pain contact lady. There is a reason for that. Can you hear me okay? Most Pam. All coming in.
Big ups, Beth.
Can you hear me okay?
Nice to see you, Beth.
Answer is, can you hear me okay? Yes? Oh dear, no one answers me anymore. I'm talking to myself.
This is narcissism
good,
as
okay.
well. It's narcissism, isn't it? It's like
Okie dokie.
need for the feedback. We're not doing a show like until I get the feedback.
Well, it's nearly summer, isn't it? Nearly summer, guys. Sounds great. Whoa, where's Pam? Right. I'm going to let people arrive. A lot of people tonight, because you haven't seen me for so long. I know I'm remiss. There is a reason which I will explain
Got sued for defamation
shortly when I get myself together.
and lost. Been in Malta though is the real. My guess is that the reason isn't that he's had
Right.
it hard. It's that he's been having a nice time.
A lot of you know that I've been going through a court case for 6 years.
You never talk about it.
And I need a lot of tea to get through 6 years of this.
What's in the
I
cup?
have no intention of talking about the person that's taken me to court. I have no intention of naming that family or what's going on.
So it's funny that the word "what's" is in that sentence, but he's got no intention of talking about them. He's not going to name them. He's not going to talk about that. He's got no intention of doing so. Bear that in mind.
Because it's a crucial stage. It's a thing called a remedies, where the judge decides what to do about the case. Normally this is decided on the day. On this occasion it's taken nearly 5 weeks because it's so complicated. And I understand why it's complicated, and I will tell you when I can. So at a remedies, basically, I'm not allowed to say. Oh, I am actually, because the other side have said the other side had somebody in there taking notes and put their side of the story onto YouTube.
Right. I think he's talking about me, but I'm not on anybody's side necessarily. I don't work for Frankie. I'm not in their legal team. I'm an independent YouTuber who stumbled across all this nonsense and started talking about it on YouTube. Yeah. Thankfully, the people like Frankie, Val, you know, they're kind. We can interact. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're nice people. So, but I would say I'm on their side in terms of, if there's an argument here, then I'm on their side of the argument, of course. But like the way Alan portrayed that, then like they'd employed me to go and do a job or something. I had to do that off my own bat. Like, you know, I had to email the court, get the thing, turn up, write my notes as hurriedly as I could, because I'm not a stenographer, and then deliver it on YouTube. And it was important to me. This is legal. These are legal facts. Like, so obviously I could put a spin on it, couldn't I? And say Alan's an idiot, because he is. But you know, tell it like at one point I described him ranting, didn't I? And I'm like, you know what he's like. He's ranting. You know, I don't think a court stenographer would write that. But essentially, you know, I gave it straight as a pear cider made entirely from pears, because it's legal, it's facts. You just need me to report those facts. Like, this isn't about me doing an entertainment show and dressing it up, is it? So that's what happened. Now, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a robot, so I didn't write every word exactly. And at times I said, and I've skipped this bit because I couldn't keep up, or I just told you what it was. So I have not been employed by, and I think this is almost like repeating the defamation. We asked you to, yeah, the fans wanted it, so I had to deliver. But like, you know, I think this is like repeating the defamation in a way. It's kind of like implying that I'm working for like Team Rusick in some sort of capacity, or in any capacity. Which I think Frankie's great. Hopefully in the future we'll talk and maybe even do some, you know, content, or who knows. But like, I'm just an independent person. Alan, I don't know if Alan is saying this because he's trying to manipulate things. I think there's a lot of that. But also I don't know how far gone in the head he is with this now. Like, because he always went on about me being like, you know, like Martin Dean was running me and telling me what to say and stuff. And I was, what are you on about? What are you on? So I don't know. But that's what his implication is there. It's like pretty heavy, because it's completely made up and completely incorrect. But yeah,
I don't agree with that side of the story. It's pathetic. Right? But
that's weird, because I was there and I watched you on the picture. We weren't in a real courtroom. It was a Zoom call or a Teams call or whatever. You were there. I watched you and I wrote it down. So you don't have to agree with it. It's what happened. The difference with Alan and Alan's a narcissist, and of course he doesn't agree with it because it's not his reality. Like, in his head, things are different. You see what I'm saying? Tonight's about narcissism, really. Because in his head, he was Rumpole of the fucking Bailey. Like, he was LA Law. And in my mind, he was like a ranting madman. And, like, completely out of place, completely inappropriate. But different perspectives on the same event, I guess.
I am going to get a transcript of the actual hearing.
Remember that, he's going to get the transcript.
And read it to you when I'm allowed to. At the moment, I can't. I could actually read you the transcript, but I don't want to upset the judge or give the other side an excuse to tell me off.
If you didn't want to upset the judge or give them an excuse to tell you off, why did you do that mad rant in court?
So I'm keeping quiet, even though they haven't kept quiet, even though they had one of their friends in the court taking notes and projecting me as a loser.
Projecting him as a loser? He's already lost. When I was taking notes, he had already lost. The previous one, Curious Cat was in there, wasn't she? Bless her. Shouts out Curious Cat. And they took notes and same sort of thing. Like, I didn't project him as a loser. He lost the court case. Like, he's already lost it. The judge, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the judge has like done the you have lost, like, officially, and now we're working out how much you got to pay, 40 grand. And like, how would you like me to project you as a winner? Should I have spun things differently? It's reality coming up against Alan's.
When in fact I was a winner. Well, that's to come. So I can say this though, at Remedies, I did cross-examine the client who's taken me to court.
Completely inappropriate that was when you did that. Sorry, I'm not going to skip around a lot because of this little player. It's difficult. It's on Facebook for me, but I'm really grateful it's there. So, but I do just want to skip back to that when he said I'm a winner, because like, are we talking about delusion here, or are we talking about manipulation? What do you think? Are we talking delusion or manipulation?
I am going to get a transcript of the actual hearing and read it to you when I'm allowed to. At the moment, I can't. I could actually read you the transcript, but I don't want to upset the judge or give the other side an excuse to tell me off. So I'm keeping quiet, even though they haven't kept quiet, even though they had one of their friends in the court taking notes and projecting me as a loser when in fact I was a winner. Well, that's to come. So I can say this though, at Remedies, I did cross-examine the client who's taken me to court, and I'm very pleased with the cross-examination results.
It was horrific.
That's all I'm saying on it. We'll wait to see what the judge
I described it in the video.
says, okay? So what I wanted to work tonight is, first of all, apologise to you Liam Payne fans that, oh, why isn't he doing Liam Payne at the moment? Well, I'm sort of leaving it because we know we've got the inquest coming up. And
because he went on holiday, and like, as you know, Alan doesn't really give a fuck about his commitments. He's grifted them into Patreon. Like, what, you want me to do a Liam Payne thing every week? Oh, I'll do that for the money. Yeah, but this week I can't give a fuck. So better things on my mind. Sorry.
And there's not much going on with Liam's case, and I don't want to keep flogging a dead horse that, you know, what's going on.
Flogging a dead horse in reference to the case of a dead celebrity.
What's going on, and getting no response from Argentina.
You're not going to get much response from Argentina because it's a country. You know, Alan Vinnicombe, like, emailing the Argentinian consulate isn't going to go very far, is it?
So let's leave Argentina to one side and concentrate on the Armchair Detective. My name's Alan Vinnicombe.
Let's leave the reason that you signed up to my Patreon aside and concentrate on me while I explain something that you're not going to find believable in the slightest, I suppose. Yeah.
And
my name is Alan Vinnicombe, Armchair Detective. I am me. I, me. I'm me.
Cancelled from YouTube.
No, you've been banned.
And you say, well, why him, right? There's millions of people on YouTube. Why has this man been sort of taken out?
Because you called me homophobic slurs all the time. You were doing homophobic slurs.
There is a reason for it.
Homophobic slurs.
I'm going to tell you now what I can and what I can't. It's like still political, right?
It's not political, it's defamation.
If you go on YouTube and you follow the narrative where it's the government, yeah.
This has got nothing to do with conspiracy theories or following the narrative. Alan hasn't been banned from YouTube for any like conspiracy nonsense.
Let all the immigrants in, all fine, yes, you're okay.
Right, I don't think it's got anything to do with immigrants.
If you go on YouTube and say, I want to fly the English flag, you get probably put in prison. If you say...
if you go on YouTube and say that you would like to fly the English flag, you will probably get put in prison.
I don't want any more immigration. You get called a fascist and a racist and probably get put in prison.
But on TikTok, it's all right. So I'm over there now.
If you go along with the narrative, you're fine, right? And it's the same in universities. If you go to university...
Alan, sorry, I will just quickly take that. We're not here to discuss these issues. I think they're deflection away from the serious issues of like child poverty, safety to women, you know, stuff like that. But like those issues are the narrative of the mainstream, aren't they? Like the mainstream's just like on TikTok and on GB News, and like isn't that quite mainstream actually? All this stuff on Twitter and that, isn't it quite like Elon Musk's promoting it? Isn't he quite like in the elite? Like just fucking hell.
You go Gaza, Gaza, you're fine. You try to go into university as a Jewish young person, it's hell.
Alan would know.
You try going to a university and trying to stick up for free speech and saying, I want speakers here that are not just saying woke things, but saying other stuff. Well, you're not fine. If you're a professor and you disagree with the woke non-Gaza, you go to Gaza, well, you're in trouble if you start.
None of this has got anything to do with anything that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Saying keep England for England and keep our culture and all that stuff, you'll be cancelled. And that's the position I got in. Long story short, I got cancelled.
Sorry, yeah, you got cancelled. He got away with having a S offender in his sex offender. Because I forgot about that one. He wanted to cozy up to Chris Watts so much, didn't he, and get like the inside scoop. So he thought that it would be a good idea to like cozy up with the criminals that had also been in the prison, and he found someone that was a sex offender, and that didn't bother him. And he thought he was probably a really legit sort of person to cozy it up to him, didn't he? Yeah.
Because I had a narrative that wasn't the narrative given out by Denver.
I mean, that is kind of what they're saying in the defamation thing. They agree with that. Your narrative wasn't in line with the narrative, no. But some of your narratives went as far as like...
The DA said one thing and I said another. My other was constituted as a conspiracy theory, when in fact I was actually right. My conspiracy was right and the DA's truth was wrong. And I proved the DA was wrong. And that was hell let loose. I had to be cancelled because you.
So how far are we going back now?
You can't contradict the government of Denver. You can do it,
but you shouldn't contradict the government of Denver. Who's he talking? He's explaining this to people who have found him over Liam Payne, isn't it? This is his attempt to sort of, they call it astroturfing, to sort of fake grass over the past. Like, I don't know. The problem was, as far as Alan's just explained it, that the DA, Alan proved the DA was wrong and he's a liar, essentially. And the government of Denver got pretty cross with that. Do go on.
It upset a lot of people and they destroyed me. They destroyed my life. They sent stuff to my address. They had a brick through a window.
The government of Denver?
I had high-profile people going around the internet, stirring up hatred towards me. Anybody that opened a channel, there were 90 anti-AD channels. Anybody that opened one of those channels, they were all in there, the same names, as usual suspects. So, yeah, get him. Yeah, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. Basically smearing me to hell.
Right. There's a difference between, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that was, the smearing is when people like, you know, make up lies, you know, twist things. Like, I'm just listening to what you're saying and I don't think it sounds right. There were 90 channels. I mean, he's getting very close to the defamation again, isn't he? Like, he's not saying the Rusiks did it, so maybe he's going to get away with this. I don't know. But this is getting very close to the defamation again, isn't it, Alan? But what we've had is, Alan solved a murder case in America. He won't tell us exactly which one yet, but the DA got cross because he was trying to solve it and was lying to people. Alan fixed that for everyone. The government of Denver got really cross, and then 90 different channels created by a public figure who was backing them, going after him on the internet and smearing him. Okay?
Smear campaign.
And in some way, he managed to get through this, because I only bumped into him with the Nicola Bully stuff, didn't I? So, like, you know, in some way he managed to get through that. When are we going to get to the bit where you got banned off YouTube?
And eventually, by mass reporting me, they got me taken off of YouTube eventually.
Right, eventually, I see.
Which put me in a position 2 years ago where I'm retired and not able to earn any money, hardly.
Well, because you're retired, you don't have to earn money. You're on a pension. Also, didn't you make fucking loads of money on your mad grifting spree for a number of years on YouTube?
Few little bits on Patreon. TikTok pay pennies.
Right, you're literally talking to the people who pay the money to you now, aren't you, Alan, on Patreon? So
I'm basically all up and broke, but that's fine. I can deal with that. I just move on. You cut your cord to what money you earn, right? But it's hard. Anyway, I'm doing it.
Buzz Jokes, I've seen your name somewhere recently. I think you're someone I should ban, aren't you? I don't know. We should lay off Alan. You've spelled his name wrong.
But what's the problem is this court case is stopping me. It's like so much work. I mean, like work. I have to study law every day almost. And
almost every day studying law, although not many days studying law because wasn't able to even put in a defence. Trammy McBeal over here. Trammy McBeal. That's one of my favourites. Do you remember when he did the tramadol and he held the thing up to the camera? He went tramadol. Trammy McBeal over here. Oh, it's American spelling. Sorry. Oh, what do I ever said you before? Did you come in and say something nice to me before or something mean? I can't remember.
Basically, the same way I was cancelled from YouTube, I was cancelled from the courts by every time I put in a defence, it was CPR not efficient. Because I would represent myself as a litigant in person.
Yeah.
I put in like 4 or 5 different defences, and none of them were up to scratch by the other side's lawyers. They complained about them.
The other side's lawyers? So are we getting close to the defamation again? I don't know. But now we're saying that there was a conspiracy theory, essentially, didn't he? He said that it was the same as when he was cancelled off YouTube and they all got him off YouTube. Now it's the courts doing it to him and they won't accept his because the other side's lawyers and they're all conspiring. I mean, the other side's lawyers are supposed to be against you. Like, that's taken for granted in court, isn't it? It's kind of their job. They're being paid to be against you. So you can factor them into the conspiracy, I suppose. Frankie Rusik's paid some lawyers and the gang stalking me. No, they're just doing their job in court. But I don't think the court itself was conspiring against you to, like, I think they gave him, and from what I remember, and I do remember, they gave him a lot of opportunities to put in. The reason he was allowed 3 or 4, like you just said, was because instead of just saying, no, you failed to put in a defence, you're done, they said, litigant in person, we'll help you out, we'll give you more time, we'll help you with the thing. And he still managed to not put in a defence.
So basically, they didn't want my side of the story to ever be told, and it never was.
Well, the court's given you ample opportunity to tell your side of the story, and it never was. And that is your fault. But, yeah, we're framing it as if he's been silenced by the court now.
And eventually, my defence was cancelled, the same as on YouTube. So we now have a court case where only the other side's story is heard, not my side, right? And that's followed through everything in my life since my cancellation, right? My side's never heard, apart from you guys, and I can't even tell you my side.
Why not?
But anyway, eventually it come to the remedies. I'm actually facing a judge who's trying to decide how much to charge me, because civil is only about money. It's only about...
So before we get into this next allegation, it's weird. I think Alan does understand the judge is only there to decide the costs. And yet, in that court proceeding, he tried to give the judge his entire defence as some sort of tirade. So, and in this video, he's going to go on to say that he thinks that worked in a positive way and that it was good. I'm still kind of confused about whether Alan believes the judge he just saw, the one that's doing the costs all about the money, that guy, whether he had the ability to sort of say, I'm cancelling this. You're trying to cancel Alan, I'm cancelling this. I judge that Alan is innocent. I kind of think he felt that, because this is the day before he gets the result, remember? I kind of feel like Alan is saying this because he feels that judge may have the power to just slam the gavel, wipe it all away and declare him innocent, but he just said it then, like the judge is just here to decide the costs. Okay.
About money. Civil's only about money. How much money do I have to pay for my terrible sins and what I've said and what I haven't said?
Well, it's not only about money, is it? It's about liability as well.
So that's where it is. They're working out how much money I owe, but it gave me a chance to put my side of the story. So the first time in history, I was able to give a little insight into my life, my side of the story, and my thoughts on what the other side was saying. And it was...
Frankie started his... they did a cross-examination where Alan forced Frankie to be cross-examined. You know, it's like his right to make Frankie answer questions. And Frankie opened, when he, spoke to the court with, after my family was murdered, ... And, there doesn't need to be any more ... After my family... When Alan started talking to Frankie, he said, oh, first of all, condolences on your family being murdered. Right. Have you got a criminal record? And, it just... The gravitas, Alan's me. You just heard him then. Me. The narcissist. There are different people in that courtroom. Other people than Alan that have different experiences. And Alan's like, you need to hear this from my side. Me. And I know that's what a court thing's about, but for crying out loud, does Alan never see it from their side? Does he never think what it's like to be... Yeah.
Brilliant. It was like cathartic. I put my side to the judge.
I agree with that. It did seem like it was cathartic for him. They allowed him the room to speak. They said, okay, it's your turn to speak. And Alan did his thing. And I reported on it. Like I said, the judge, because he's a real humanitarian, like a real one, it's not just if you look into the judge's history in the work, they're proper human rights and human rights law. It means that Alan has the same rights as a good person. So you're not allowed to laugh at him. You're not allowed to provoke him and be mean. You're the judge. You've got to just be completely human rights about it. And he was so fair to Alan. He let him have the space. He let him have the time to do it. He didn't say, this is stupid, shut up. And Alan got it all off his chest. And then we moved on. But it doesn't mean the judge was in agreement with Alan. It doesn't mean that he and Gervais, the lawyer, weren't sitting there thinking, what the fuck? But he didn't show it. He gave Alan the exact fair treatment that an innocent person or anyone else would deserve, because that's what the court. I thought it was really good for that. So I think Alan misinterpreted that as kindness or favour, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Alan got on his soapbox like he was Trammy McBeal.
It was brilliant, I promise you. And one day you'll hear it.
Well, you can't
when you do hear it, you'll be shocked.
You can't hear it because it's not allowed legal to record it, so you won't hear it. That's bizarre. I don't know why he says that.
Blow your socks off. When you hear what I said and what was confirmed, you will be very...
Oh, fuck.
Well, I was happy with it, put that way.
We're back.
So I can't...
Good. He was happy with it. He was happy with it. At one point, it was a little bit of a cross-examination. Like I said, we've been through it. I've done the report, haven't I? But he was trying to sort of gotcha Frankie on this thing about a criminal record. And as we've discussed just at the start of this episode, the criminal record is not the specifics of this allegation. It's not the specifics of this defamation. Whether Frankie Rusick does or does not have a criminal record is not a question that the court needs to answer or cares to answer. It's not a pertinent part of their defamation that's before the court. But Alan felt like if he could prove to the court, if he could make Frankie say that he had a criminal record, then he's LA lawed it. Got you, Your Honour. And where were you on the night of the 14th? It was that sort of energy to start with. And Frankie was a bit, reticent about it. And as his lawyer explained just after the questioning, Frankie was being questioned in an aggressive tone by the very man who he's been defamed by. So Frankie was reserved and shut down and didn't know what to say and was where are we going with this? I don't know if I should, what. And from what I understand, the criminal record is not some, it doesn't make Frankie, as Frankie said in court, it doesn't make him a criminal. It's not some huge serious thing that casts this huge shadow of doubt on his character necessarily. some sort of minor infraction, you know. So Alan was able to wheedle out of Frankie that yes, he did actually theoretically have, you know, there is something on his record. Like, again, we're maybe talking about semantics or whatever, but you know, Alan got his little victory like that, and then he then went on his rant and whatever. But it was neither. We're talking about, we're in the remedies hearing. Like, we're talking about a judge who's got to decide how much money Alan has to pay for his defamation after he's been judged to have lost the case with the defamation, yeah? Alan is guilty of defamation, and then he sits in the court and he rattles off all the defamation. They were doing the thing, they're doing it. So the judge, whilst he was really gracious to Alan, allowing him his time and space, must, in my opinion here, must have thought, this is bad. Like, going on about Frankie having a criminal record and doing all this stuff seems bad, because that's the sort of thing that you were doing in your defamation. So yeah, but Alan, this again, I'm saying tonight it's narcissism. In his mind, he was like on the telly. He was in the, you know, you can't handle the truth. Like, that was Alan, and like that's him in his mind in this sort of fairy tale like cinema land. But that's not exactly what I saw, and that's not what Frankie saw, and that's not what the judge, I think, saw, because obviously 40 grand defamation costs and all that. But like, you know, the rest of the world sees it differently, I think, Alan.
Talk about it, but anyway, I'm happy with it. But since then, I've found that certain channels have put out a totally contradictory story to what really happened at the remedy.
Right, well, that's a lie, because it's not totally contradictory. It's exact words of what happened.
It's just fine. They can put their side of it. But it won't help, because the truth always comes out in the end, right? Out of the darkness comes light.
So the truth's going to come out. Let's get the transcripts out then. Where do we get the transcripts out? Let's put the transcripts next to what I've done. Go and do a stream. Put your transcript and get my stream up and get my transcript and put them next to each other and see how accurate I am.
And I still feel I'll be vindicated one day.
Yeah.
That's where we are with that. So what about the closing down of the Armchair?
Well, listen, you don't need to be vindicated because you're not guilty. Do you remember you said you won?
Detective, the destruction of a man, right? A man and his 70,000 supporters who loved watching me all through COVID. We lost them all. Every video I made, over 500 videos.
Did they die? No, because they were fake subs.
All cancelled. Lots of work on the Nicobully case. Carly Rodney, Carly Gassay, John Bennett Ramsey, Madeleine McCann, all taken.
There's a theme in his work, isn't there? Which I ridiculed by nature of song, saying that he had all those different girls in the back of his car and the child locks on. A theme.
Out of the scene. I was destroyed and distraught because it was done overnight. I had no appeal. I was gone.
Okay, you do have with YouTube. He did have an appeal. It's the same as court. He did have an appeal, but he couldn't work it. Everyone that does YouTube knows that you get an appeal. He couldn't work it.
I always try to fight, guys. I always try to fight. I always try to be the one that...
Maybe that's for monetization and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe he just got banned. He might have got banned. Maybe you can get banned.
Doesn't give in to bullying. You know, I just don't give in to bullying.
You do the bullying.
And the way I can illustrate this, the best way I can illustrate this is this, what I'm going to say tonight. This is the best way I can illustrate it, right? They called me evil and then it disappeared. I've been tired of this.
Right.
Let me explain something properly because I've been very quiet. And I've seen all the comments. Why hasn't Alan said anything? Has he given up? Did he lose? No.
Malta.
I haven't been silent because I've got nothing to say.
Been silent because you're on holiday.
That's not why I've been silent. I've been silent because I've been watching and listening. I've saw what's been in the national newspapers about me. I've saw what's been in American TV about me.
He's obviously doing a bit of a ChatGPT read here as well. Bear that in mind. Some of these words are not Alan's, but...
I've saw what's been in the Journal and the Times and everything else about me from people that have no idea about me. They don't know me at all. They never bothered to call me and check, right?
No, they just reported on the public information from the court.
If somebody's going to hate you, you can't convince them other side. I can't convince.
And Alan, how well do you know the people in Denver?
All the troll channels to like me. Because they have a opinion of me that can't change. Whatever I say, even if I prove it, even when I prove things to certain channels, like say one genetic code, even when I prove things to her, she couldn't accept it because that wasn't her side to be. And when she discovered the truth, that I was telling the truth about a certain person, I saw her break down and cry on another channel. That she put 3 years in, supported a certain family, and the truth hit her so hard, like a sledgehammer, because there's an echo chamber of hate towards AD, and they couldn't hear what I was saying. They couldn't hear what I was saying through the echo chamber, but many of them broke out and broke away.
Right, that was all really vague, wasn't it? Really vague. So if you're a new person, you haven't really been informed much there, have you? And if you're one of the old guard, you know that it's bullshit.
And that's when it all started to fall apart. I can't talk about it, but you know what I'm talking about. So, because something very important just happened. 2 major media outlets, CBS in the USA, Denver 4.
2 major media outlets. Manger. Forget it.
And the Daily Mail here in the UK both pushed a narrative about me to millions of people. And I don't mean a few people, I mean millions of people. CBS America, Daily Mail, the biggest selling paper in the UK.
So the day before Alan gets hit with his 40 grand bill for defamation plus legal charges, the day before that, Alan's going to do a show where he explains that he's the victim of defamation. It's what the courts say about him. You put it out to all these people, and he's like, yeah, the Daily Mail.
Front page, me, evil YouTuber. Evil YouTuber. And now?
Not a YouTuber anymore.
That
just
material's not there in the same way.
Just evil.
That's not noise, that's the story.
That's not noise, that's the story. That's not your words. Oh, I pressed the button, fuck. That's ChatGPT. That's not your words, that's ChatGPT. I'll get it back. I pressed the button. That's not noise, that's the story. That's you, that's ChatGPT.
And now? That material's not there in the same way. That's not noise, that's the story. What they did. Let's be clear about this. It wasn't a passing comment. It wasn't a tweet. It was mainstream media reach to millions of people. My reputation has been destroyed. They will say, you haven't got a reputation. You deserve to be destroyed. That's what they wanted.
You did have a reputation as a fraud, a cheat, and a liar before you came into the world of YouTube. That was a reputation established after the the restaurant inspector went to your restaurant. Isn't it? That would be the reputation I got gleaned from watching you on the restaurant inspector, where they said that you were making fraudulent, well, is fraud a word? You know, messing about in the kitchen and then serving it like, you know, it's microwave and it's this and it's that. They thought Alan was a bad egg. Anyway, Alan's in explanation as to how he's going to have to sort out this 40 grand defamation thing. He's explaining to us that he is actually the victim. So we've got to the part where Alan is Darvoing, reversing the victim and offender now. Like, it's incredible, isn't it?
And people that want to believe the stuff about me just will believe it. They won't. I can't change their mind. All I can do is tell them my truth, right? And they either listen to me or they don't.
I'm listening.
Daily Mail, front page.
And caught by Jess when we were watching yesterday, his truth. All I can do is tell them my truth, not the truth.
And it's like, I've got to be honest, I was shocked when I saw it, right? Imagine you, like, being 71 and seeing you on the front page of the Daily Mail, and it says, evil YouTuber. I don't know where they got the word evil from, but I can guess. I've heard certain people use that word evil a lot, and they use that in the headline. Evil. That's not controversial. That's not controversial YouTuber or criticism. Evil, that's not reporting. That's branding a human being, me. When a word like that is printed at that scale, the front page of the best-selling newspaper, that sticks. Friends of mine read it, relations read it, it shaped how people.
Well, relations Reddit. I don't know about friends. Friends is a maybe friends is a loose coverall term for people that saw him in the pub. But I don't know how many friends he's got.
See you before they ever hear you. Oh, the armchair detective, he's evil.
They don't.
Sticks. And besides that, across the Atlantic, a few years before that, CBS ran an interview framing the entire discussion around harassment. Again, same direction, same narrative lane, different country, same outcome.
Yeah, but you are being taken to court for harassment.
Remember CBS? Now, here's the bit most people miss. It's not just what was said, it's what happened after. Because if the story is strong and true, it gets repeated, right? It gets defended, expanded upon, backed up. If something isn't solid, it doesn't grow, it fades quietly.
Right. So because the mainstream media didn't repeatedly report on Alan's case, probably wasn't true. Although the Daily Mail have reported on it today, haven't they, Alan? They probably heard what you said. They have reported on it today, haven't they? Yeah. It's funny having these things slightly out of sync, you know, in hindsight. Yeah.
And that's exactly what you will see if you look. That material was pushed hard for one day. It's not pushed anymore. It's not clarified, it's not reinforced. It's just there as a one-day fish and chip paper that's thrown away the next.
What, like the news? Like you? What's your point? It's still true. It's still what you did.
And that raises a simple question of why.
Why? Because they don't report every day the same news story again and again. Actually, they kind of do sometimes, don't they? But you're not at that level. It's like, this is what Alan does with his own content. Sorry, Liam fans, there's no Liam story today, because really there isn't any Liam story any day. It's just we fucking drag this thing out and like constantly go on and on.
So let's have a look at it. And you can decide for yourselves.
So now, because we're 16 minutes into this stream that's about, you know, it's the day before his defamation thing he's talking about. He's explained to us that he was fucked over by Denver government, and now it's like the mainstream news are trying to fuck him over, and he's going to have a look at it. But Alan's setting us up. He's setting this up because these mainstream news outlets did use the word evil, and I think Alan may have sent them a chat GPT to say, can you not use the word evil? That's a bit unfair. And I think with the CBS report that we're about to see, he might have sent them a privacy request to remove his face or something. I don't know. But in some way, if you're a giant media conglomerate like CBS or the Daily Mail, and you get some sort of thing about one of your articles, you might just take it down rather than face big legal action. And then you might look it through and put it back up, or take it down and do whatever. I don't know. But I think Alan's had a small success insofar as the word evil was probably, you know, quite fitting, yet a little bit excessive for mainstream media. So he might have been able to get them to take down and adapt that article. I remember that article being behind a paywall in the first place, so I don't know if it's easily accessible to anyone anyway. But he's about to sort of like paint the story that because he in some way removed himself from their reports, that their reports are null and void, and therefore Alan is, of course, the victim.
What do you think?
After it ran, yeah, after it ran. Like, they've got something on YouTube, there's a newspaper article on the internet, and someone from Alan, like Alan, has complained to them, so they've done something about removing some of it because they've got a complaint. But it's not necessarily like, it's not, they haven't put out a correction and said sorry. Like, it's like, they just don't want to, like, they're a big company and these things come through. It's probably not even been looked over by a human, has it? It's probably just like, you know, an automated thing just to make sure they don't, like, so they cover themselves. And then today, the Daily Mail has produced another article, including his picture. So maybe he's got to get on this one as well. I don't know. But you'll see. You know, bearing in mind, the narcissism is strong with this one. It's me, me, me. I is the first letter of the alphabet.
At this stage, come on.
And while he gets this video working, we're...
How are you? Anyway, you okay?
Now's a good time to talk to them. Now you need to fill some time, yeah.
It's not added. Don't know why.
The man's not going to talk about the Watts case. He's not going to talk about the Rusick family. He's not going to talk about, you know, any of that stuff. There's a court
What
order.
about it?
There's a court order, remember, to say that he's not to talk about certain things, the
Don't let
harassment.
me.
So when he gets his video up, bear that in mind. This is his stream. The day before the 40k comes.
Oh, well, disappointing. I wanted to show you a film.
You do.
Gremlins.
He wants to show us Gremlins. So I've got Gremlins here. Here's Gremlins.
What is it?
It's your new pet. Number one, you gotta
Try
keep him
again.
out of bright light.
Present or invite. Share screen. News.
He wanted to show us Gremlins. I don't know. He said it.
It's not seem to be working.
You get there, Alan.
How interesting.
You'll get there.
How interesting.
It's worth waiting for. Because this is a man who's not going to talk about the court case. He's not going to, you know...
Try again. Share screen. News. Share. There it is. Okay. So let's watch this. I'll say nothing to start with. I might talk about it afterwards. God, it's really messed up today, isn't it? Here we go. Media smear campaign. Alan Vinnicombe, the evil YouTuber. Sleuth. Evil. Same story, now gone. Where's it gone?
Where's it gone?
The article's vanished from the Daily Mail. Look it up. Look up Armchair Detective, evil YouTuber.
In that picture just then, sorry, it went, but I'm not going to skip back to the tiny little thing, but in that picture, that was an AI picture of himself. In his own video, he's put an AI picture of himself. Like, you can get access to your own pictures. It's you. Anyway.
It's gone.
It's gone.
CBS. CBS.
Then conspiracy theorists have taken to the internet, creating fake and concerning alternative motives.
Hang on, it doesn't look like it's gone. It looks like you're playing it now. Are you saying that there's a video that you allege is defaming you, and rather than once it's removed, like saying that it's removed, you're going to have a recording of it and play it on your stream now? That's an interesting take. And also, is the content of that film going to include all the things you're not supposed to talk about? This is going to get awkward.
To what happened. Some even suggesting that Chris's in-laws paid to have their family murdered for money. In an interview you'll see only on CBS 4, Shanann Watt's parents take Dylan Thomas inside the home where the family once lived.
Admitted to murdering his family and left the bodies behind.
He will avoid the death penalty.
But in the nearly 4 years since the tragic murders, those who lived the nightmare that captivated the world say their heartache has only gotten worse. All because of YouTube and the conspiracy theorists who profit off of clicks. This law says YouTube often allows slanderous material to live on their platform, largely because federal law doesn't require them to remove it.
You'd have to go after the specific individual who wronged you online.
Which is exactly what the Rusicks are now doing. Started to file legal action against some conspiracy theorists on YouTube.
That's me.
But it's very costly.
That's me, isn't it? They raised £60,000 to take me to court in the UK and use my picture on the screen.
In the town of Frederick,
Which was
Dylan Thomas,
what they did.
covering Colorado First.
We reached out. Then conspiracy theorists have taken to the internet, creating fake and concerning alternative motives to what happened. Some even suggesting that Chris's in-laws paid to have their family murdered for money. In an interview you'll see only on CBS 4, Shanann Watt's parents take Dylan Thomas inside the home where the family once lived.
Since 2018, the Rusicks have been the victims of conspiracy theories, all by YouTubers around the world infatuated with the case.
He did right that they were well insured.
Some have suggested Frank paid for his family.
That was Dave there, right? So this is my picture of the shadows under the truck, which I found.
Right, it's not your picture, it's the CCTV. Okay? I mean, is this... I assume there's a few jaw drop you know, hello, like I assume there's a few shocked faces in the audience here. Yeah, Alan just played that on his own fucking stream the day before the 40k result came down. Like, maybe the judge might be watching and think, oh, well, Alan doesn't deserve to have to pay 40k. They said he was evil in this article, and he got that removed, but then he's playing it on his own stream, and now he's doing this. Like, now we are at day 1 of the Watts case. He already explained about Denver. He already explained, you're not supposed to be talking about this. I just think it's grotesque as well that Alan has managed to drag it, like, after all of this, after everything, we are now in 2026, Alan on his stream with a video he has made and edited himself. Therefore, like, it's not just like, oh, he got a bit cross and he started to have a rant and things slipped out. It's like he premeditated. He thought, this is a good idea. I'll tell you what. And then when it gets to that bit, I'll make sure I tell them that it's my picture. Like, I just... it's the most... Like, what kind of move is this? This is, 4D chess. They say about 4D chess. This is 6D chess. We're quantum chess now. I don't understand this. That's my problem, is I don't understand the narcissist enough. Like, maybe if you understand narcissism, like, enough, you would have predicted this. But I mean, what? Like, what? This seems like it's a bad idea, to be honest, to be doing this, but we're only just 20 minutes into an hour stream of his, so, let's see how it plays out.
Which changed the case, right?
Oh, it changed the case.
Interesting, I know. But what happened from there?
What happened from there?
This is why I was cancelled as well, because I changed the narrative.
Family to be killed in order to claim insurance money, or that his wife participated in the crime. Theorists who think Chris Watts' confession was all part of a giant cover-up.
It's a nightmare every day. It doesn't go away.
Have been the victims of conspiracy theories, all by YouTubers around the world infatuated with the case.
So Alan, I think maybe has edited out Frankie talking in that clip there, but left his voice in and then not gone to the video. Just bad editing, but I think that was Frankie talking in Alan's video there, which seems like a bold move from a man who's just been found guilty of defamation on that exact person.
Some have suggested Frank paid for his family to be killed in order to claim insurance money, or that his wife participated in the crimes. YouTube often allows slanderous material.
The trouble was, when that accusation was levelled by Dylan Thomas there, it's Dylan Thomas, who I wrote to, as he was saying that, he put my picture on the screen. You heard what he said about some claim that they were involved in the murder of their own child and that. But as he was saying, they put my picture up. My picture.
To live on their platform, largely because federal law doesn't require them to remove it.
Therefore, YouTube gets
theorists who think Chris Watts' confession was all part of a giant cover-up.
It's a nightmare every day. It does.
Infatuated with the case. Some have suggested Frank paid for his family to be killed in order to claim insurance money, or that his wife participated in before lawmakers realized the coming power behind.
So I wrote to Dylan Thomas, the man, and said, look, what are you doing? You're putting my face on the screen, insinuating I was involved in these accusations, which I've never done. I've always said Shanann didn't kill anybody, But I was quite the opposite. But so they ran with it. And then I wrote to CBS Denver. And the head of news, wrote back to me. Fair enough. She would have to do, I suppose. And she said, Alan, Christina Strain, head of news, Denver, Colorado. This is little me. I've only got a mobile phone. I wrote to the head of CBS.
Narcissism. Little me, I've only got a mobile phone, but I'm dealing with the head of CBS. It's an email that you've sent them, and it's probably one of their staff members or automated that's replied. And if they get an email, like somebody sending them emails about one of their videos and it's like this and it's that, they probably just take your picture out, don't they? They probably don't go through their legal team and decide if they're allowed to, and it's probably just say, okay, we've got a big complaint here from this man. Let's just take the picture out of this old video that we've done. But Alan seems to think that this is his redemption story in some way. He managed to email Christine Strain, managed to sort that out, just little old him with a phone, managed to write an email, And lo and behold, the great and glorious Christine Strain, you know, shades of Ida Tracure, the great and glorious Christine Strain has deigned to email him back. So Alan's in the big league.
Christine Strain had news, right? And I sent her a letter saying what I thought was wrong with Dylan Thomas. And she wrote back, Alan, we have received your email and removed your image from the story. And they took me down. If they were confident that it was me making these accusations, my face would never have come down, would it? It would have been doubled down on. But they took me out of the film. You have to ask yourselves, why did they take him out of the film?
Because you wrote to them and asked them to. Doubling down's a really interesting phrase, because I think it's almost what you're doing now.
Why?
Yeah. I was told, sorry, it's in chat, you're asking, is this him on Rumble? This was specifically for patrons, paid patrons. And it's broadcast through Rumble. So it was available through a URL on Rumble for a bit, and then he took that down. And apparently he had a rant on TikTok as well. I don't follow him to, you're not going to get me opening TikTok. Not unless I really have to. So I wasn't there to catch him doing his live rant, which has disappeared into the ether, but bizarre.
So I wrote to Dylan Thomas on the 10th of May, your channel broadcast an interview sort of stating this, that and the other. I've got 70,000 fans and stuff.
He got ChatGPT to write an email to these people, so they received the email and took his picture out of the thing.
Providing fact-based information, impeccable track record, actually changed the case for Christopher Lee Watts. In your programs, you were saying things about creators and used my face in the worst accusations. So, and then about my book, where that was...
He doesn't really know what's in the email because ChatGPT wrote it for him, so he's hurriedly trying to read it now.
Ruined by certain people.
The book ruined. Is that not the defamation being repeated?
In the end, I'll request all images and reference to my name be removed within 48 hours, as I endeavour to repair the excessive amount of damage done because of it. Abuse and whatever. I have no choice but to take legal matters if you don't do it. Look forward to your reply. She replied the next day and took down this picture of me from the video. I'm no longer in it.
Big win. Winner. That's that defamation 40k sorted. That'll sort out. What I'll do is I'll go on the internet and I'll say about how they took my picture out of the news article, and then that'll fix all of my problems. It's the same as when Mo Farah won that race at the Olympics. Do you remember? Did you do the Mobot? Did you do the Mobot as well, Alan? Because that's a huge win, that.
Even though I'm the main thrust of it, we're taking some people to court. It was me.
Yeah, you're still in the video repeatedly. They talk about you a lot. But that picture of you at that moment there is gone.
And they had to repair the film, and I'm not in it anymore. So you have to ask yourself, why have they had to take me down? Would it be because it's not true? Or they just like me? After deciding I was the main culprit, did the head of news decide, seems a nice lad, I'll take him down, we won't put him in the film anymore? Or did they discover I was literally telling the truth?
No. I don't think they discovered you were telling the truth. I think they weren't able to confirm everything and just thought, this is a privacy complaint, it's an issue, let's just remove it and then leave the rest of the thing up. I don't think there was some big powwow with the legal team. I think it's just like they make fucking loads of videos and put them on the internet about news, and when they get people emailing them about things, they just go in and clip it out because it's just not worth the hassle.
Is that the reason they took it down, because I was telling the truth? Or was it because they feared being sued? And then that's in the US. In the UK, the Daily Mail, the evil YouTuber stood cashing on tragedy by spreading sick rumours about the same thing, right?
Again, you're so pleased was he that he got it removed. He's going to put it in video and make sure you see it again. But yeah, that article, we all saw that. We all had a good laugh. That was funny. And I think what's probably the case again is if you get ChatGPT to write you a really well-reasoned email about why the use of the word evil is beyond the pale, then the Daily Mail, again, with their legal email intro, goes through some sort of filter system. They say, just take that down off the website. Like, I don't. What's the point in leaving that up on the website if this man's emailing us about this stuff? Like, maybe in the future we'll change it or do whatever. And then the next day, look, they've posted a thing, but they haven't called him evil, so this one's going to stay up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just maybe a bit too far on the old language, but like, all the stuff he's done is here for other people to judge whether it's good or bad now. So, like, they can judge if he's evil, but it doesn't look good for him. This isn't some huge win for Alan. And bear in mind, this video, like, I think this is narcissism. Like he's had such a huge ego damage, such a huge narcissistic injury, that this isn't even pity party at this point. This is something weird and different. This is like a huge deflection where he can reposition himself as the winner. Like, instead of talking to you about something really bad that he's lost, he's talking to you about something quite minor that he's won. You know? Like, it's a real frame shift. And I think it's something he's had to do internally so that he can feel better about himself. It makes me wonder, you know, with poker, like, a lot of people who do betting, they have this like weird like misconception of, like, instead of seeing all the hands added up and how much money he's lost over time, he can have one win and then it's, oh yeah, I'm a winner. Like, with poker, he can be a winner. Overall, he might be a big loser. Like we saw on the poker apps, we saw his poker apps. They have a website where it reports on people's, you know, accounts on the poker apps, and we saw big losses. But like, if you win a hand every now and then, you're a winner, aren't you? You know, you still get the feeling of winning, interspersed with the losses. You sort of wait out the losses until you get that win again. So, winner, but not seeing the big picture, not a winner. But like, if you need to feel like a winner, I guess, like, you know, this sounds a bit silly, but like playing video games might be a bit like that, mightn't it? You know, in a little way, like you get your little win. Like, I mean, like, I think Alan, but like to Alan, to the narcissist, it's like he's like, I think this is so strange. I think it's such a weird. I get what he's saying on the screen. Like, I understand that he's showing us that these news outlets reported on him negatively, and he was able to get them to remove certain things. But I don't contextualize that as a big win for him. But to him, this like softens the blow of having to admit that he defamed and was wrong and has to pay all the money. But he won't ever admit that. He still won't admit, like, he still can't even admit that. It's a stitch up. The courts were trying to silence him. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is so strange to me anyway. So I wanted to make that point about narcissism. I think this is like some sort of dysfunction of the narcissist. And it's just as much about convincing the audience about something, but also it's his own. Like, who would think this up? Like, who would think to do this on a stream? And there's the family. There's Chris Watts. There's the whole thing. You're repeating it on the screen, Alan. Like, you're putting it on the screen again. This is why you're in trouble. Like, wouldn't normal people say, okay, if I am going to go on the internet, I'm certainly not going to talk about any of this stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Terrible rumours. Oh, la 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 la. 2-page spread. Evil YouTuber.
I think the family just like washed their hands with it now. They've like, it's like you're beating your head against a brick wall with him, aren't you? Like, what are you going to do? Like, Dad's in the fucking man cave again talking about he's not supposed to be talking about that. 40 fucking grand later. I just can't give a fuck anymore. Let him talk about it. It's his money. Let him talk about it. Go on. You fucking use the internet in the man cave. You go for it. You talk about it. I couldn't give a fuck anymore, frankly.
Spreading all this stuff. I've been sitting back doing nothing. I've been dealing with the remedies, the stage, the work happens probably behind the scenes. Daily Mail story called me evil. Try to find it. Try to find that story now from the Daily Mail. You won't find it. The only people who got it are trolls that have copied it and kept it up, even though it's a pack of lies. They've kept it up. None of it's true. I never ever accuse anyone of being involved in the death of that family, apart from Christopher Watts. And I said that the mistress should be looked at. That's all I ever said. But they published it to millions of people and then quietly made it vanish. So why did they take it down? Did they decide he's a nice lad? I think we'll take this down because he's not really as
Ask ChatGPT and it will tell you. Eh?
bad as we say, we'll take it down. Or did they find out, actually, I was telling the truth? So we've got America and UK making wild accusations, slurring my name, smearing my name, and both backtracking and taking it down. You have to ask yourself why a CBS Denver and the Daily Mail taking me down. It's not about me being like, don't be horrible to me. It's about freedom of expression and the right for a fair hearing. I've been like hung, drawn and quartered without being able to put my defence. So I fight on, and I will always fight on. And one day people will decide that he's telling the truth. And then they'll have to back down as well, aren't they? If I've made a TV company back down, if I made a newspaper back down, if I've made some of the biggest trolls I've got in the world change their mind and start supporting me, don't you think I might just be not as bad as what they're saying? You can hate me or like me, that's fine. But I've been smeared, guys. Literally smeared in 2 countries. The biggest countries for me.
Wait, I didn't catch that yesterday. Literally smeared. I don't even want to fight. Like, what does that even mean? How do you literally get smeared? I don't. I don't want to know.
I've done all I can. I really would like you to understand that all this stuff, it's hearsay, propaganda, and hatred. I have nothing against that particular family. I supported the mother completely, that she didn't do it. I did say the mistress needs to be investigated. But of course, I get stuff like this written about me.
Just brought up the mother.
Some people stick up for me, like there's a thing called Mensa and Dave, who did actually make these accusations. They did make these accusations. They did make the accusations that are on the CBS, and the accusations are in the Daily Mail, but it wasn't by me, it was by them. But I was the tallest poppy in the field, so I was attacked. That's why. And then I get things like, you should be shut down and never be able to talk again. You should be banned from social media. Like, it's wrong, isn't it? Horror Man should be in the gutter with the rest of the lowlifes. This is all done because of those newspapers and TV companies.
No, those people hated you before you were on the news.
All this is being done to me because Channel 4 News and the Daily Mail decided to make me
You said that it started because of Denver. You said it was the government of Denver sorted this out.
International story, guys. An international story, which I never should have been. I'm no big deal. I'm just an old man with a mobile phone. How have I become so important?
You're not important. You're a massive twat. It's not that you're a big important person. It's that you're a big wanker. You get that?
Think about that. How has this man, this old man, become so important?
That's it. That isn't. It's not. Again.
So
not important.
Why
Alan.
you people think
Alan, not important? But how have you managed to get into the fucking Daily Mail? How could that possibly have happened? I've got to ask myself, because I do ask myself. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, I didn't know we'd get to this. I couldn't. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I think that's fucking mental. But then it's sorted for me because I don't have to think too much with the mainstream media. They tell you what to think, don't they? It's because you got hit with a 40 grand libel bill for pushing wholly unfounded conspiracy theories over the murder of a woman and her 2 daughters that shocked the US. That's what it's for. That's why. That's how we got here. Or is that wrong and has to be taken down? And it was worse than that as well. They don't even scratch the surface. Like, you know, the huge, like, who has an agency that advertises that you can hire men, women, and boys and girls? Who thinks that's a good idea on the internet, to have an agency where for your stag party, sexy pictures on the pictures on Facebook, sexy pictures. For the stag party, you might want to hire some women or some girls or some boys. I don't know. Like, who does that? Alan does. Like, he did. No, it's just like this litany of, like, this laundry list of things that these chuffers are just going on the main headline, aren't they? If only we could work out what had happened If only it was available to us so that we could work it out. And this is what makes you worry about people that are like, who is it? Kaka. And who's the other one? Like, it makes you worry about them. Because either they're fucking, like, gone in the head, or they're bad people like Alan, I guess. Like, what is it that would... How do they not spot it?
Been quiet, and you're my supporters, you're my patrons. Without you, I couldn't exist. And thank you for sticking with me. And one day this will all be over, and we can go back to studying a crime again. But at the moment, I'm on the verge of a breakdown because of a mental state. Can you imagine? 6 years.
Pity party. He's not on the mental state of a breakdown. He was banging out TikToks. And I think he went to Malta.
Of being, like, lied about and destroyed. And my family bothered and my friends bothered. And now this court case going on and on to extract money out of me I haven't got.
So again, Alan is the victim. As long as we manage to understand this. He's lost the court case. They're saying this stuff about him. And it's because he's a victim. He's the victim. It's not the consequence of his actions. He is the victim. Like, it's this weird, like, it's so warped, isn't it, narcissism? It's so warped.
So I've been working properly because the difference between reacting and building something that lasts, I've been going through transcripts, timelines, evidence, statements, line by line, because the next stage isn't about noise, it's about precision.
So he's told us there, he's been going through transcripts. Remember, I was a liar and I didn't say what happened in court in the transcripts. That's going to come back to bite us, him, in this video now.
Hope I move with precision and don't rush out emotional responses. You won't see me...
ChatGPT is saying that he doesn't rush out emotional responses, but he's doing one now.
Doing videos saying nasty things about the other side. I won't do it. I refuse to do it. But you will see horrible things written about me in solicitors' papers and stuff. You know, landmark decision. We've destroyed this man who destroyed... No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going that way. I wait. I'll let the things play out, and I will give the stuff to the UK press. I have.
He's reading the ChatGPT's advice. ChatGPT's not full grasp of this, though, has it, Alan? Because, like, the reason that you haven't published things in solicitors' papers is because you can't even fucking read them. Like, of course you're not going to be publishing anything in any papers.
On a number of people that have wronged in this case after the case is proven my way. But at the moment, I've just got to stay quiet. Because I have a lot of stuff over 6 years. You'd be surprised what the trolls have said about me. You'd be surprised what's gone on behind the scenes to raise this money in a GoFundMe. You'd be surprised how it worked out. What we're seeing now is a shift. At the start, big headlines, strong accusations, emotional framing. And now, less noise, less repetition, less confidence. And that's the way it tells, because the narratives follow energy.
ChatGPT is making himself feel better about himself.
Once the energy disappears, it means one thing: the foundation's not holding. And when the foundation is holding, people step back and the whole thing comes crashing down. And that's where we are now. The whole thing's about to crash down.
What? You have to pay...
This is where we are.
This is the day before the judgment. Like, you have to pay £40,000. So nothing's come crashing down. The Daily Mail's published a story about you again. Like, the Daily Mail hasn't come crashing down. Like, you should be coming crashing down, Alan, from this cloud of La La Land. But you can't, because narcissism has broken your brain in some way. Like, you've described the exact behavior. Like, crashing down is exactly what you should be doing. It's so weird.
We're at the remedy stage. The court isn't deciding the whole story again. It's deciding damages, impact, proportion. So this matters. If something was said publicly to you, and you raise money publicly by saying things, and then effectively withdraw.
Is that the defamation again? Because that sounds a lot like the defamation that you've just been found guilty of.
Or stay silent. How solid was that claim in the first place? That's not an opinion, that's common sense. We're dealing with the best lawyers, the best judges in the best court in the world, the Old Bailey.
Right.
They're not fools. They're not an echo chamber. They're not a YouTube channel. You can't just stay there and say things and they go, oh yeah, you're...
That's what you thought you could do, though, when you went into court and just started having a rant. And ChatGPT is giving him sort of facts there, but it doesn't back up. This is one of these problems that he has with this ChatGPT thing, is that it doesn't back up his actual point here. He's trying to say that the court is silencing him and they've got it wrong and should have allowed his defence. And he's told us earlier in this episode that the court have, in his opinion, the court have silenced him. They wouldn't allow his defence, yeah? But now they're the best court in the land. They don't get anything wrong. However, the judgment they've given and the follow-on 40k that he's got to pay, that's all wrong. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it, can you? And ChatGPT is not going to sit there and tell you that the court are wrong. But your narcissism forces you to believe it. So even though ChatGPT is saying it's not the case, you're still going to find a way of, like, it's so... This is what I was shocked yesterday because this isn't my first live react. I was shocked when I saw this. Because I can't understand how he's... Like, we're in the face of the truth, the hard, cold fact. And that's narcissism, isn't it? He can't face the hard, cold facts. So now we're in La La Land again. And, like, this isn't even tramadol induced.
All right. They look.
Big ups those that are just joining us in chat. Shout outs. Shout outs Wales. Shout outs Jeff. I don't want to say that wrong. Horbach. I think the UK's bits from, like, okay.
Not with emotion, they look at the truth. It's not finished, it's not even close. The outcome doesn't reflect reality. At this stage, I've lost on a technicality. That's it. There are further routes. I have more appeals to come, and beyond that, there is international routes. And here's the key point. I'm not reacting emotionally. I'm not moving step by step properly, because this case will be used to set a precedent. So I have to stop people from America suing English people without foundation, right?
Alan is basically like Jesus. He's died for your sins. Like, Alan's taken the hit here for the rest of you. Like, Alan is basically Jesus on the cross of getting sued by Americans, and he has to make sure that he goes through this process to save other people. That's why he's doing it. It's one of these things, you know. It just so happens it's affecting him. But if it wasn't affecting him, he would definitely be on some sort of moral crusade about it. Like, it's incredible narcissism, isn't it? Now we're beyond. Now it's not that. It's not that Alan is, fighting his own battle. It's that he's some sort of social justice warrior. Is that what we're calling it? A social justice warrior? It's incredible narcissism now. He's elevated himself up. Just a guy with a phone, remember? Just some guy with a phone. But he's elevated himself up to, like, Erin Brockovich. I didn't even watch that film, to be honest. I don't know what Erin Brockovich got up to. But he's elevated himself up. Do you know what I mean? He's got to take on this fight for all the British people who are going to get sued by Americans wrongly. He didn't say wrongly, but I assume he means wrongly. Which you can't say, because it's not, because the court are brilliant and they get everything right, because we just declared that. It's confusing. It's confusing.
Because if you're American, you sue somebody in England, you can't lose, because there's no way of getting costs out of someone from America. We don't have reciprocation. So if in this case, supposing I lose X number of £1,000.
Yeah, and you know what? Isn't it ironic that he managed to avoid getting done for harassment because he was in England and Frank was in America? So actually that really helped him. And he's trying to tell you it's the opposite.
It might make it easier for Americans to come here and try to sue English people who have no chance of winning. They can't win. Because if they win, they lose. If they lose, they lose. And that's why the thing called the slaps is about. And that's why it's gone on for 6 years. So I'm fighting for this slaps to stop this sort of thing. The Russians used to do it, didn't they? Come here and use our courts. So I think the judge has got a hard job to decide what to do. If he decides that this case has no foundation,
he might have a hard job had you not done that mad rant in like, the judge isn't deciding. This is what I don't understand. Like, the judge is deciding how much money you owe. And you did a big rant in court, repeated the defamation. I thought it was really bad. And now you're doing this video the day before. Like, is there a chance the judge could watch this and think, oh, you know what, I was going to give him 10 grand, but now it's 40 because listen to this shit.
And it's factually incorrect. And yet, it gives a load of money to someone in America, that's a big thing to do, isn't it? That's rewarding misinformation. Well, I'll leave you with this. They went big when they published it. Millions saw it. They called me evil. They framed the story. They pushed hard. And now, silence. No defense, no reinforcement. No standing by what they said. Because here's the truth. When something is real, you don't walk it back. You stand on it. But when it isn't, you don't fight for it. You let it fall through your hands, which has happened to my case now.
What?
So that's as much.
Like he just said, if something's real, you will fight for it, and if it's not, you just let it go because it doesn't matter. Yeah. After a 6-year legal battle where Frankie has simply refused to give up, has fought all the way. So, by ChatGPT's estimation, the judgment after 6 years, the battle Frankie has fought for, yeah, so it's right. No? In reference to the news media, they let it slip through their hands, that story about him, so it must be a lie. Big ups, thank you very much. Do you want some buttons? What have you said? Wait, if I'm getting coffees and they're not coming up on screen, it might be because I don't have the thing on. Shit, that might be my fault. Hang on. I might have not had that on. Let me check coffee as well and see if you came through on coffee. No, nothing came through too recently, so maybe no. Let me go back to this and say thank you. I think Coffee banned me for using a naughty word in my last tippy about Alan and his crusty leotard. Big up Chuffer and long live the Mimps. Says Funkin' Hell. Thank you very much. Would you like a button? I've got some classic buttons.
AD, 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 AD. AD's AD. AD's a crook. AD owes tax. There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to warn you that. There is no child porn on the internet. I checked. AD, 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 AD.
I can say about the case without saying anything about the case or even naming the individuals. I'm just telling you.
Sorry, I will skip. That was a good point to pause, and I will get a little skip back on that one. Right, 34, 35. Check this out. Alan is now going to tell us. I mean, we just watched this. We just saw him play that video with the people from the case. He showed us the news articles. He showed us photographs of Chris Watts and the family. Yeah, like we just watched it. He said he wasn't going to do it, and then he did it, and we watched it, and now he's going to tell us he didn't do it.
Silence. No defense, no reinforcement. No standing by what they said, because here's the truth. When something is real, you don't walk it back. You stand on it. But when it isn't, you don't fight for it. You let it fall through your hands, which has happened to my case now. So that's as much as I can say about the case without saying anything about the case or even naming the individuals. I'm just telling you, don't believe everything you read. Because I'm innocent.
Right.
I'm totally innocent.
You're not innocent, are you? Because when you say don't believe anything you read, do you mean the court judgment from the court that you just referred to as the best court in the world, the top bins court, don't get anything wrong? Or do you mean the Daily Mail? Or do you mean CBS News? Or do you mean the trolls? Like, don't believe anything you read. It's a court judgment. You're ordered to pay 40 grand. Like, you've been found guilty. You're not innocent. It's the opposite. It's the opposite.
I refute all the allegations, every single one.
Refute them.
And I believe I proved in court that the allegations were incorrect. I honestly believe I did.
Do you honestly believe you
but
did?
I lost the case.
You did lose the case because you didn't manage to prove in court that the allegation... Because obviously if you proved it, then the court would have found in your favour. Do you honestly prove... I think that, referring again, like earlier I was saying about Frankie and like Alan cross-examining him and doing a gotcha on a aspect of a criminal... what do you call it? Criminal record. Like, you know, like... I think Alan thought that he'd, like, you know, that moment in court... was like his Perry Mason moment, and he's proved something. I think he honestly thinks that then, but he didn't. It's not. you know, he's very confused on that. But like, how after losing the defamation trial and being given the judgment that you have lost, and then having to go to the remedies hearing where they ascertain how much money you're going to have to pay, the day before you get told how much you're going to have to pay, can you go on the internet and say, I believe that I'm innocent and I proved it in court? Like, how do you do that? And that's what I'm saying about this. He's a narcissist thing, then, yeah? Like, I can't, he believes himself, not the truth, says Val. Yeah, this is, I try and empathise. You know, I try and think, what would it be like if you're in this situation? You know, if I'm in this situation, how would I say? Like, I can't empathise with this. I don't understand how, like, everyone else in the world now, though, can see it. Like, the Daily Mail aren't just like, I mean, they do make up a load of old shit, don't they? But, and the funny thing is, Adam reports a load of shit that they say, doesn't he? But, like, no, but the Daily Mail are reporting a court case. Like, these are facts. Like, what part of it is just, can he not? It's the narcissism. He simply cannot and will not. Thank you very much, Redfern.
AD.
He simply cannot and will not accept the truth. The reality. It's not about truth, is it, as such? It's about reality at this point. And it's the sort of behaviour that you could, like, you know, if someone, when he was doing the tramadols, I think, okay, you know, load of tramadols, things are confusing. But this isn't that. Like, this is like I used to refer to, you know, how difficult it must have been to live with him. You know, like, he simply will not accept it. Like, imagine a game of Monopoly with this fucko. Do you know what I mean? Imagine playing Monopoly with Alan. Like, he simply will not accept. It's a 3. No, I rolled a 2. No, it's a 3. You've got to go back to. You go to jail. You landed on it. No, I didn't. I rolled a 2. No, it's a 3. Like poker and stuff. It's a 6. It's an 8. It's a 6. It's an 8. It's either is or it isn't. And the court found. And I can't get this into my fucking head. Like, I just can't.
Torchy, yeah, Torchy. That I remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy. I used to love Torchy. Torchy the battery boy. Torchy the battery boy.
Thank you very much, Radfan, for the gifted subs.
The blonde one, the dark one, and the butch one. I don't remember the names.
They were his heyday. That was his heyday. What I want from Alan, I think the best thing he could possibly do is just get back on the trammies. Like, do those streams where you do the ASMR with the squeezing the thing. Talk about Torchy. Take us to Pizza Hut, and well, not Pizza Hut. It's a load of expensive. It's expensive these days, isn't it? Pizza Hut. Take us to Pizza Hut and have a pizza and talk to us on the phone while you eat it and tell us what your favourite toppings are. Just do stuff like that. Like, just go back to Torchy. That was the best thing you've ever done.
Torchy. Yeah, Torchy. That I remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy. I used to love Torchy. Torchy the battery boy.
I mean, you will have to get back on the trammies.
No getting away from that. I lost the case a year ago because I couldn't get a defence past very, very, very good lawyers on the other side. I couldn't beat them. I'll be honest. I couldn't.
It was the court, the judge. They wanted your defence. The other lawyers didn't stop you from putting a defence in.
I tried everything. I learned about law and everything. But each time I was shot down by judges that refused to read my evidence. Not one judge read my evidence. Not one.
So, are we going to say that it's the judge's fault they're silencing, the court has silenced you? Because he did make accusations that they did the evidence with AI as well, didn't he? Like, it sounds like you might be saying bad things about the court the day before the court is going to decide how much money you owe for the defamation, which is a fucking bold move.
Till the end. Till the end. So, in my eyes, I've only just started. And you must wait for the outcome.
Yeah, we've got to wait one day, and now we've had it, and it's 40k. But you've not only just started, you're at the end of a 6-year process that has fucking dragged out because you dragged it out. You have not only just started, this is the end. For fuck's sake, Alan. Like, it's like about face, arse over tit mirror world here.
And if the outcome isn't favourable, I will appeal, because what was said in court proves me innocent. I say that again. What was said in the remedy hearing proves me innocent. Do you hear what I'm saying? Myself and the client were in the same courtroom.
The client.
You wait till you hear what was said.
Right? Are you going to tell us, Alan? The client is actually the complainant. It's not your client, and it didn't prove that you were innocent. I think you're confused because it was a minor technical point on something that wasn't actually the subject of the defamation, if you're referring to that cross-examination. If you're referring to what was said by you in your mad rant for about 10 minutes, then that didn't prove you innocent either, but you said it, so I don't think it counts. The judge heard the evidence. You failed to submit your evidence. They found you guilty. Then you had a rant in the remedies hearing that isn't the time nor the place. And you think that it's made, like, you're innocent now. And it's there in black and white on the transcript. So Alan's going to, like, wait till you hear it, he says.
You wait till you hear how I did it.
I mean, you can hear how he did it because I reported on it. So I've done the report on it, but...
You'll be interested. You can buy, if anyone's got the money, go and buy the transcript of my remedies hearing. If somebody can do that, I'd really appreciate it, because it's like, I think it's £300 to £1,000.
Where is Nancy anyway? Chicken Lady, can one of you in chat buy the transcript, and can you just... Bear in mind, he's saying this to his patrons. These are people who pay money so that Alan can make content. Yeah? They signed up to Patreon so that he can make content. They like help him with money. And he's on the Patreon, not just grifting, but straight out and out begging. Can you pay for the transcript? It's quite expensive. What, the transcript of your court case? Yeah, are you doing an appeal for that court case? Will you need it for the appeal? Maybe you should fucking pay for it. Are you telling people that they're going to enjoy hearing it as content? Maybe you should pay for it because you're the one that's going to charge them for that content. Are you going to give them the content for free? Or are you going to charge them so they can watch you beg? Like, what the fuck are we doing? How is it?
If somebody is wealthy enough to buy the transcript, you can read exactly what was said. And it's legal to buy it. So if someone's got the money, please buy the transcript. If you write to me, email me at Alan Vinnicombe. They'll put up my email address in the chat. If you consider that you would like to help buy the remedies transcript, which will tell you the truth about what was said by me.
Alan, you're not an African orphan. This isn't time for the appeal. Like, you're not one of the children of Gaza, although you don't like them, do you? But like, no one needs to pay for your transcript. You need to pay for your own transcripts. And in fact, if you've been to Malta recently, you might want to consider that money that could have gone into the paying for the transcript. And it's like, I feel like we should switch to Live Aid. Do you know what I mean? Don't go to the pub tonight. Give me the money for the transcript. You fuck.
Myself and the client in court to each other.
Also, he only needs one copy of the transcript, but now he's just said that vaguely out loud. So what if Welsh Pam and Kaka get on it and they both spend £500 to £1,000, and it's to £1,000? Why is it not one value? How come he doesn't know how much it is? If it's £300 really, but if you're from America, I'll pay for it and you can give me the money, and it's now gone up to £1,000. Like, what's this about? What if they independently buy it and then they both email it you and you've got two transcripts then? That was a waste of somebody's money, wasn't it? Why don't you get together and organise one of you buy it and then you share it out amongst the rest of them? Like, why don't you buy it? Because it's your transcript.
It's dynamite. If one of you wants to do that, we're going to put up my email in chat. Invite to me.
Hi, Bob. Yeah, that clip from the BBC documentary, if you go and watch that episode, I say very clearly at the start, we're red flagging Paul Ansell, and that means we're going to be very biased, and we're just going to say the things that I think maybe a suspect. Well, it doesn't mean that he's guilty, and it's just a very biased, so I put a bit of a disclaimer on that. I don't know if you can understand things with your brain. Once you put it back in, you might be able to have a think. Bye! Good old trolls. They never leave me, do they?
It's pretty.
Because weirdly, I should just quickly, the people in chat will agree with me here. There are some pretty fucking weird, sick people out there, aren't there, on the internet that, despite what Alan does in public, still side with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, despite, or maybe it's because, you know, maybe like or something. Like, there are some really fucking weird people out there, aren't there? And I spend some of my time exposing bad people on the internet. And I tell you what, they don't like it. They don't like that I declare that I've got Christian values, that I was brought up a Christian, raised a Christian, and they think that's a bad thing. There are people out there who are willing to attack me on that, and some of their values are pretty far from Christian, I tell you. So maybe if I was Alan, I might call it some sort of mad conspiracy war about people trying to take me down from the satanic fucking, like, they're gang stalking me. They're not just a load of wankers that are cross because they support people who are bad. And like, just to make it really clear, I think from what I'm doing tonight is pretty clear, isn't it? Which side of the who's good and who's bad fence we're on. Chill.
It's dynamite. I could tell you exactly what was said right now, but you wouldn't believe me. So, well, you would, but other people would say he's lying. I don't want lies. I want the transcript, word for word. What the...
Now, if you think I'm bad like Alan, did I do 187 videos about Nicola Bulley's family? Did I do that? No. So I think we're okay, yeah? I think we're okay. I've got more to say about that case in the future, so, you know, watch this space. But yeah, we do have to take a more mature like, after she was found dead, I think it's time to take a more mature take to it, maybe, you know?
The judge said, what the barrister said, what I said, the questions I asked, the answers I got from the client.
He's not the client, he's the... Like, it bugs me because Alan said that he studied law, and Frankie is the complainant, not the client. But Alan, even at this point, has not managed to have even the most basic grasp of what is going on.
Be shocked. There's my email, adsubs007@gmail.com.
If you want to send him the transcript.
If someone wants to buy the transcript, I'd really appreciate it. Because that transcript is gold dust, and it absolutely justifies me and exonerates me completely. Now, the judge might do that anyway. But in case he doesn't...
The thing is, right, I read out pretty much everything that was said, apart from a small part of his rant, where I went outside. Yeah, and I did say I can't write everything down. I'm going outside. He said this and he said that. Like, apart from a small section of his rant, which, unless it's in that, like, I did basically word for word get you what went on in that thing. So, like, why would I read that out if it was going to exonerate him? And at the end of it, how come I didn't say, well, that completely exonerated Alan? And why have you got to pay 40 grand? It's Dream World.
I will need the transcript to make an appeal.
Alan did over 1,000 videos on the Watts case, easy. He would stop talking about it for maybe a few days and then go back to it because it earned him a lot of money. Exactly. These true crime grifters, like, you know, there's a process to some of these things. Like, I did react videos, so I did some reactions to some interviews where I said, oh, that seems a bit suspicious and way, this and that. But like, when things get serious, they're serious. You go through a process. I'm not a true crime journalist, yeah, so I went through a process of learning while I was doing it. I would never have people saying things like, you know, oh, so-and-so said something on Facebook, or so-and-so's friend saw them in a pub and said this. I'd never have any, you know, actual bullshit going on. I'm no bullshit zone, no speaking to the psychics, no fucking tarot readings on it, just the reality of the case, and let's get serious on it after a little bit, you know, and that's what I did. So I think everything's fine. But some people are just so bitter and twisted and stuck in the past. Fuck what they are. Doesn't matter what they are. But it's the internet. You get trolls. Yeah? So they want to make me look bad. But sadly, streams like today, streams that are on my thing, go and watch my content, you know, have a look at my new videos on Super Chuffer, see if I'm bad. Like, I'm just authentically me. Sometimes I make crude jokes and stuff. We all know I do that. Yeah. Sometimes I make crude jokes. But am I a bad chuffer? I guess you decide. Like Alan was saying, you know, you decide. You decide. I'm really grateful that the good chuff... I consider them good people. Val, you know, like, you chuffers, the Monster Chuffer Jets, like, you know, they're good people. I'm really grateful to have them around me. So, I'm just grateful for that. I don't feel, like, sad and angry and, like, vilified and attacked. Like, I feel grateful for all these, like, good people around me. So, like, proof of the pudding's in the eating, I guess. Although I'm not a pudding, so leave me alone. Some of you can have a little nibble. Some of you can have a little nibble. I see you with the clip-clop shoes. Some of you can have a little nibble.
So that's where we are.
Big ups, Frankie.
I'm going to answer some questions.
Big ups, Frankie. It's lovely to see you here. This is, I mean, I'll continue just ripping Alan, I guess. This is Alan the day before the 40k judgment came in, and I cannot understand how he's doing this. I can't. It blows my mind. I've been saying that essentially the bottom line to today's show is that really Alan is a very confused narcissist, and maybe somewhere in his brain it is all back to front, because this just doesn't make sense.
Now, if you've got any questions that I can answer, I try to answer it. I know I've been away for a long time. If you understand my mental state, you'll know where I am mentally. It's on the edge of a cliff.
Right, on the edge of a cliff in Malta. They have cliffs in Malta, because I think you might have gone on holiday in the last few days. I think that's what it was. But Alan doesn't seem mentally on the edge of a cliff with his TikTok output. And we just watched him doing this stream. He didn't seem mentally on the edge of a cliff there, did he? Like, where's he getting that from?
A cliff. You can ask my spanners about my... I'm just out of it half the time.
He's just out of it half the time. I mean, half the time he's asleep, I guess. But I think what he might be referring to is alcoholism or painkiller addiction. Maybe the tramadol's creeping back in. He's out of it half the time. What does that mean?
This only thing I can think of is this, for the last 5 weeks, is what the judge is going to say. I can't wait to hear what he says. But
we do have that, like, literally, it's a really long document, and I did put it, it's pinned. So if you want to see what the judge says, I will go through it on a stream, like, seriously. But like I said, I'm not that smart, and it's a lot of reading. So bear with me. I thought we'd do the, in inverted commas, fun stuff first. So bear with me while we do get through that at some point. But it looks interesting. And also, to that point, I don't think, this is landed. Alan knows that there's a 40k bill, but I don't think he can. Like, there's no way Alan can read that, is there? There's no way Alan can read his way through that and understand it. And like, I kind of feel like it would have been better if the judge told him it to his face. But then, like, the judge can't sit and read all that to him. Alan wouldn't listen. But I feel like he's going to hear 40k, but he's not really going to understand everything, is he? But
based on the other judges, I've had 3 other appearances. 2 other appearances in court with them. The judges didn't help me one little bit in the first one.
They're not there to help you. They're the judge. Your lawyer's there to help you if you have one. Like, they're not there to help you, are they? But the irony of what he's saying is that they did help him, because it's all in black and white. The court case happened like it's facts. There was a number of times the judge raised it and pointed it out that Alan not only had extra help to put his defence in, he had extra time, and because he was litigant in person, they were expressly lenient with him, and that even transferred through to the hearings, where he would say something out of turn or out of context, and they'd say, well, you're a litigant in person, so I understand this is difficult for you, so we'll go over it again. Like, they did sort of mollycoddle him as a litigant in person a little bit. And they did help him insofar as, much further than they needed to, they allowed him extra time and extra grace and gave him the instructions on how to submit a defence and all that stuff. They tried to make it as easy as possible for him to do what he needed to defend himself, and he still failed. So, like, they bent over backwards, really. And after that, he's going to come on. I don't know if the judge saw this the day before they made the judgment. I can't. It's very unlikely the judge is one of his patrons, isn't it? But, like, why would you go on the internet and say that? Why would you say that? Like,
second one. I mean, I asked for certain things and I didn't get them. That I'm not going to fall off the cliff. I'm not falling off the cliff. I'm too strong for that.
Too drunk.
But, like the first judge said to me, Alan, you're on the edge of the cliff. If you don't come up with a defence, you're going to fall and lose. And I could not afford the £20,000 for a lawyer just to look at my case.
But now it's going to cost you 40, so it might have been worth an investment of. And the judge told him he was going to fall off a cliff, but Alan started that bit by saying he didn't fall off a cliff. But it sounded like the judge said you were going to fall off a cliff, and it sounded like you did fall off a cliff. So now we're in opposites world again. Like, there's this feature of what he's doing in this stream, which is to say, this is the facts as they are. I mean, it's been public, it's the court, like, this is serious world, they're grown-ups, it's written down. So these are facts. But we can't have that. Like, his brain won't let him comprehend it. It's like, you know, like it's like colorblindness or something. It's like, so these are facts. But let me explain to you about how the exact opposite is in fact true. And like that, I suppose that sounds like that sounds like one of the premises for any of his streams. Let's talk about the moon tonight. People landed on the moon in the 60s. These are facts. But let's talk about why these facts are not true. Like, that's the premise for a lot of his content. And I put it to you, legal speak. I put it to you, Your Honour. But I think maybe, like, I'm not saying we should pity him, but I found it so difficult to understand his behaviour. And I think maybe that's because there is something, like, if you put on the Allen glasses and saw it his way, maybe it just looks, you know, you just can't see it. I don't know.
The 100,000 cost to do it, because if I won, I couldn't get the money back from the other side because the person's in America. I couldn't win, guys. Whether you love me or hate me, win. You must see the injustice.
It's not just about money, is it? So you could win. Like, one of the things he said earlier was about this, the newspaper wouldn't stand behind their article, so therefore he's right. But the long, arduous fight, you know, Frankie went through the whole fight, so therefore Frankie's right, isn't he, by that logic? But here you can't win, but it's a court case, so you can't afford to win, but you could win, is what he said. Because he said earlier, if you had the lawyers, and if he did this, like, so now I'm to believe that he was right, he was innocent. If he had put his defence forward, they would have accepted it, because it's what he's saying. It's just that by nature of a technicality. So if he had put his defence forward, he would have been able to win. But he can't win because it costs money. So, like, what we're now saying is that the only way of winning or losing is who gets to pay the money. Like, that's the winning and losing for him, really, isn't it? It boils down to that. But then, by that logic, you've also lost. Because you still have to pay £40,000. So, like, at the end of it, there is no way to contextualise this as a win for Alan. And yet he's told us that he is the winner and innocent.
Of a case that someone has to invest £100,000 in just to win. And if they win, they can't get the money back they've spent. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the frustration of that? Now, I could have gone to my family and said, I need £100,000 to do this, and maybe someone would have lent me the money. But I would have said to them,
maybe someone in your family would have given you £100,000 to spuff up the wall after you were defaming people on the internet. And what? Why didn't they?
Never get the money back.
Of course, because they never get the money back. Yeah, off you, because it's Alan. Like, they wouldn't lend you a tenner, would they, for the same reason? I wouldn't let you use the remote control on the television for the same reason. Do you know what I mean? I'm not letting you carry the drinks to the table at the pub because you will have spilled yours and drunk mine. Of course you never get it back. Anything that goes through your hands, you never get it back. It goes straight in your mouth for a start. Wouldn't want it back.
I'd have to be honest. Whereas the other side said to the public, can you pay for this? And they did. The public paid for my persecution. For me to be hung, drawn and quartered, the public, mostly the British Isles, paid for me to go to court. And I believe it was a...
Oh.
Well, like I said to the judge.
Oh. You got to remember, he's got to have a post-it note on the computer now. Defamation, things I'm not supposed to say. They're going to have to... You know, like, one of his relatives should do that for him. They should write it on a big... Get a whiteboard and put it up there. These are the things you're not... do not say. Put it up on the whiteboard.
I totally refute all the allegations. And I say to you, I totally refute all the allegations. And those people that donated, I feel sorry for you.
It's irrelevant. You can't refute it. It's the law now. You're guilty. Like,
I feel sorry for all my spanners that have put up with my moods for the last 6 years.
I agree with that. It's 6 years of putting up with you. Yeah, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the amount of money they poured into it as well. I feel sorry for all of it. It's a big mess. He's apologising now. You'd never hear this usually. Sorry from a narcissist.
I apologise for that, and I apologise for not giving you what I should have done over the last 3 years, because I've not been here. I've been here, but not. I was pretty good at.
Have you been in Malta?
Looking at CCTV and stuff, and like, because I'm dyslexic, I see things others don't, and we did a lot of different cases, didn't we? On the bully case, we did a lot of good stuff. Kylie Rodney, we did a lot of stuff. McCann, we did a lot of good stuff. And we did help people. We paid for one family to go across America to a funeral. And we've done a lot of good, but...
So I don't know if you paid for that, Alan, but...
It seems such a waste of all your help, you know?
But that's your... That's you. You've done that. But this is not a real apology, is it? He's blaming the other side. He's saying, thanks to them, they've trashed all of your good work, so you should feel cross. Like, where it's on your shoulders, isn't it? This is also, really strangely, all of a sudden at the end of it, this is the leader talking to his troops. And he's like, well, you know, it's all for nothing, isn't it, really? Can you still give me money, though? Because...
all your help. Because you're up against closed minds. And I don't care what they think. It doesn't matter what they think.
Right.
It matters what you think.
Because they give it, the people he's talking to there, the patrons, give him money. So that it matters what they think. Whereas the people that don't give him money and sue him and he has to pay them money, he doesn't care what they think. He should have cared what they thought, because then he might not have to pay them all the money that the people who he cares about what they think are going to give him.
Any questions?
Any questions? I've got a question. Is my patron money now going to go into the Thank You Rusick Fund? Am I paying off your 40 grand bill through being a patron? That's my question, but I wasn't there and can't ask it, so.
Nice to see Anna Palaxis here. I haven't seen you for a while, Anna. Are you all right?
You're all right. Question answer session now.
And I have to apologise again to you people that are here tonight on behalf of Liam Payne. I will keep up that case, I promise you. I will.
Just took a couple of weeks off, though, to go on holiday and do the old defamation court case. But I will, honestly, I'll be back doing the Liam Payne, so keep giving me your money. Like, do you think if someone's there to watch you talk about Liam Payne, and then it's 40 minutes into it, at the end of it, they're still there? Like, maybe they are, because maybe they thought, what the fuck is this? I've paid to hear stuff about Liam Payne going on and on every week, and now this. I might stay for this. This is strange. I don't understand. Like, maybe, but I think unlikely.
But at the moment, I don't know if you know, but I don't know anything going on with Liam's case at the moment. I'm waiting for the inquest, and I'll start grinding that up again.
Bonanza. Grind.
Now, you are friends of mine. A lot of you are friends of mine. For 8 years, is it? We've been here 8 years? Look at me, 71 now.
You've not
I was a child when I started this.
You weren't a child when you started this. 71 now. Let me say this. I keep pausing it too much. Let me say this.
I was in my 50s, wasn't I?
You were in your 50s. No, 70 minus 8 is not 50. But you're not even, he said, this is, you know, we've been here 8 years. You've not been there 8 years. You've been sat in that chair for 8 years, but you've been on YouTube. COVID happened and Facebook and YouTube took a big bump for everyone. So, like, you know, rising tide floats all boats. And you were talking about something that was trending. And you're a grifter. So you had, like, these things going on. So the grifter took you up. And then you were on YouTube for a bit, but then it started to wane. So then you started buying subs and things started... And, like, things were bad and you had all these problems. Then you're getting sued and all... And then you got banned off YouTube. So now you're not here. You're over there. Which is wherever the fuck that is. It's Rumble. It's TikTok. That's where you are. And you dragged some of them with you? No, not really. I mean, there's a couple, isn't there? Is it Nosy Nana, Welsh Pam, Kaka? Like, you can name them on one hand, can't you? It's like, who are you talking to and what's going on, Alan? Like, what is it going on in your head here about, you know, when you're in this little room talking into the camera, what you think's happening? You're not Terry Wogan. You're not on the telly. Might as well be doing this. I've said this before about him sometimes. I mean, bless me. Listen, when I'm on Twitch, sometimes it's just a very small, select little group. You can join. It's just, you can come over there and watch me. It's not like this where I've got a specific topic. Sometimes I'm messing about and just doing nothing, so people don't want to watch that all the time. It's just a small crowd, yeah. But, like, I don't think of myself like I'm broadcasting to the fucking world for that reason. But I kind of am, in a way. But, like, yeah. Like Alan's now down to like, you know, enough people to count on one hand. He could do this on a Zoom call. Like he didn't have to. He put his head above the parapet here with all these things he said, hasn't he? After literally just being handed an order from a court not to say and talk about certain things, he's now doing it. But like he didn't have to do that publicly. Like he could just phone these people up one by one and get it over with. Like the amount of people that are signed up to this thing and Kaka Nosy Nana, he could just phone them up one by one. Say 20 minutes now, Kaka, I'm going to do my stream to you. And then at the end of it, you can hang up and then do it to the next one on the phone. He'd probably enjoy that. He'd say it over and over again. It's not that much noise. He could do a Zoom call. He doesn't. There's no need for this. What's the point in grifting these people about Liam Payne? How much money is it really getting him? Like, is it really worth it? Grinding that up? Why don't you just go window cleaning?
No.
No shade to window cleaners. Like I'm saying, like, why don't you just go and just earn a fair bob from just doing some work? I suppose that's fair work to him, isn't it? Grinding up the Liam Payne stuff.
Yeah, probably about 50 cents.
He looks unwashed. So why didn't he go window cleaning? Because he could clean his own glasses and face. No, I think he looks. I think he's gone tanned. I think he's Malta tanned. I think that's what he looks like. Or it might be. Maybe it's suntan cream with bronzer in it. He's liable to do something like that, I guess.
Anyway, I'm not going to rush off. I'll just
sit around feeling pity party.
I'm not here for sympathy or anything. I just want you to know.
I just spotted that. I said immediately when you said that, I said sympathy pity party, and you're like, no, it's not a sympathy pity party. I'm just waiting for Nosy Nana to give me, and then maybe Nancy will come by. Have we talked about Nicole Kessinger and how she should be questioned? Nancy, can I have £500 for saying that Nicole Kessinger should be questioned?
No, I haven't given up.
What?
And I don't want you to give up.
There's nothing to give up. You've lost. What you've got to do now, your fight now, is to find 40 grand.
Still think I'll come out of this the other end one day.
You have come out the other end today.
One day the truth will be told.
The truth has been told.
Well,
that's Val's channel. Val's channel's called Truth. Oh my God. We're in the fucking dream world. We're in the mirror world. We're in a mirror world now. Val's channel is called. Oh my God. It's in court. They've done the transcripts. The truth is out there, Alan. It's not the X-Files. It's you were there. You were there. The main person that's been there throughout all of this, Alan, that could know what was happening is you.
What you're being told now on YouTube. It's not.
The truth's not the truth, and this is him calling me a liar, isn't it? Again, the truth's not what you're being told on YouTube. What? Because I was in the court thing and I wrote it down and I'm telling lies. What? I would lie. So now what? Prove I'm a liar then. Get the court transcripts, check them against what I said and prove me a liar. Like, why would you not do that? It's important to you. You need those transcripts for your defence. Get someone to buy you those transcripts and get doing that. You won't be able to because it's not lies. But just saying it's a lie and laughing with big Jupiter's delight openly, that's your... Like, this is... Honestly, I used to think that he was lying because he's a shit. You know? Like, I'm not saying we should pity Alan, but that is like the lie of a child who's just shit their, like, fucking bed and, no, I didn't, the dog did it. Like, do you know what I mean? Big smile. It's a childish lie. There's no thought behind it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, well, it's easily verifiable. You can't verify it because you can't afford the transcripts, Alan. But it's verifiable. And he thinks no one can know because they weren't there. No one can record it, so no one can prove it. And just barefaced lying now. We're at the point where he can't face the truth, so he will just simply tell a lie. But I think to himself. That's the worst, weirdest part about this. You know, that's made him smile, so things are okay. But the truth is that it wasn't that. And, you know, this goes for a lot of the weird people that do the trolling as well, yeah? Like, they know the truth. I know the truth. They're trying to make people see it differently, like it's fake. Oh, twist the narrative, make a narrative, psyop me. They're trying to psyop me. We all know it's the truth. Like, we know what the truth is. So it doesn't... he knows, I know, you know, we all know. So it just looks stupid trying to twist things to not be the truth. Like, I just don't understand where it comes from. And for this one here, I literally think it's a... Like some sort of switch in his brain that goes, okay, we can't face this. It's like PTSD. It's like trauma response. we can't face this, so we're just going to have to create a lie, and it happens quick, and then I'm going to see the lie. You know? I've got theories, but I don't want to say them on this stream. Something's done that to him, though. Something's done that to him in his brain. That's fucking weird.
Oh, I'd love to be able to get the transcript out.
Yeah, you could get the transcript. It's available to you. No one is preventing you from doing so. I'm skipping it back a little bit because I wanted to hear that in full.
And I have to apologise again to you people that are here tonight on behalf of Liam Payne. I will keep up that case, I promise you. I will. But at the moment, I don't know if you know, but I don't know anything going on with Liam's case at the moment. I'm waiting for the inquest, and I'll start grinding that up again. Now, you are friends of mine. A lot of you are friends of mine. For 8 years, is it? We've been here 8 years? Look at me, 71 now. I was a child when I started this.
What?
I was in my 50s, wasn't I? No, probably about 50, 59. Anyway, I'm not going to rush off.
Not good with numbers there. Not great with numbers, but I wonder if
I'm
you
not
add
here
up...
for sympathy or anything. I just want you to know I haven't given up.
Not good with numbers, but
I don't want you to give up. And I still think I'll come out of this the other end one day.
Can you add up 40k?
One day the truth will be told. But the truth isn't what you're being told now on YouTube. It's not. Oh, I'd love to be able to get the transcript out. I don't even know if I'm allowed to put the transcript out legally. I think I can put sections out. But it's dynamite. And it's a shame the government don't release the transcript of these things, isn't it? You think, like in America, you'd be easier to get the transcript of an Old Bailey court case when you're like, easy, wouldn't you? Here, you've got to pay a fortune just to get the transcript.
Right. It is easy to get it. You just have to pay for it. It's the same in America. Like, it's the same.
But at least you know if you get the real transcript, it's not AI. Like, a lot of the evidence from the other side in my case was AI, right?
Well, that's something that Gervais brought up in court. He said, Alan has made a new defamation in court today that we're using AI evidence and it's made up by AI. And I put it to the court in, I can't remember the exact words, but he said to the judge, this is bad that Alan's saying this. We're a legal company, like we're lawyers. And he's saying in court that we're making up the evidence with AI. So that's defamation. He's just done it again. He's just done it again. Alan's now defaming Gervais de Wilde and Cohen Davis just openly after having been warned directly by them in court. Not directly to the judge. They didn't say, Alan, stop doing this. They said, Your Honour, Alan's doing this, Having been warned directly in court, though, this is, again, it's a very bold move, isn't it? Like, you think Alan was like, Elon Musk level of rich at this point. It's a very broad, like, it's, what? Why would you say that?
Do you know what it says about AI? It says AI makes mistakes.
Yeah, so do humans, and you just did. Unbelievable. Plus, Alan uses AI in every aspect of his content, consistently just reading out ChatGPT. He's done it today in his defence, in his letters to the fucking Daily Mail. So, what's your point, Alan? You are Mr. AI slop. They didn't use AI to fabricate evidence. They used AI to transcribe some videos, and then they looked them over with lawyers, and they made it a point in court to say the evidence that had AI, transcription, had been cross-referenced and verified by experienced lawyers. So it's not just they just toss it off on AI and then read it out on the internet and hope it's gone well. No. Like, you were already told this, Alan. It's so weird the way he would say that as well, isn't it? Like, he is Mr. AI slop, and yet he's going to make a defamation based on that of the lawyers.
And their evidence was AI. That's all I better say about that.
Here's all you better say about it.
Thanks for making the effort, Anaphylaxis. No one's got a question for the AD.
People do. She made the effort. People do like to go and watch an execution. I don't know. Like, what the fuck? You have just said on the internet that the lawyers were making up evidence with AI. Like, you've just opened up. I really, truly hope. I mean, I don't know if they watch this, but I truly hope that they just do him and sue him. Like, go on. I know that it's working pro bono. It's working for yourself, isn't it? Because like, you're the lawyer. He's doing it. Just smack his bum. Like, do it again. Sue him again. Cohen Davis and like just what's his Gervais de Wild. Please just carry on suing him. Out of just, you know, the love of the game. You know, you've got to love your work, haven't you? You've got to love your work. I used to do hairdressing, and sometimes I'd give people free haircuts. You know? Sometimes I'd stay late. You know, Val knows about this. Sometimes you do discounts. Sometimes you do a bit extra for people. And sometimes it's for the love of the people, really, rather than the haircuts. But, like, sometimes it can be, like, you can get, like, a hair model sometimes, and you're like, oh, I'd really like to cut a fucking cool, like, or do this colour, and, like, you give them a discount, whatever, for the love of the game. You know, it's still in you. You're still an artist. You still like doing it for the love of the game. And it reminds you of, you know, why you do the job. And that's what pro bono work is for lawyers. So, you know, that's what it is. So just sue him again, please. Please.
A question. I thought you'd be like, inquisitive about something.
Inquisitive? They're scared.
No one.
Aren't they scared to ask him a question in case
Nice
he
to
goes
see so
mad?
many of you, though. 40 people in chat. It's a lot for us these days. But cancer culture goes on. It's still going on. A lot of my friends on YouTube have been cancelled, or they're shadow banned.
Right, they're not on YouTube anymore, though, then are they?
Shadow banned. A lot of people on TikTok are shadow banned, so what they get talked about doesn't get shown. If you talk about immigration, you get shadow banned.
It's not that you're just churning out AI slop that nobody wants to hear.
Okay, guys, I think I'll leave it there. Happy to be able to speak to you tonight, and I've talked as freely as I can without mentioning the name of the case even.
Yeah, although you did play a video that had all of the stuff about the case in that you edited, featuring news articles that you had clipped with photographs of the family. It had Frankie's voice in it and his dad, and like you alluded to it a lot, and then you talked about it a lot as well, didn't you? Am I hearing this right? Did he tell me he didn't do that? Because I'm pretty sure I just watched him do that. That was one of my main critiques of what he was doing. Like, is this gaslighting? Like, one of my main critiques is that you were doing that. So to hear you say at the end of it that you weren't doing that, that comes as a surprise to me.
It's hard. I've not even mentioned the case. I mentioned USA and Great Britain smearing me.
Right.
Nothing to do with the people in the case. A newspaper and a TV company both put me in a corner, and I had to fight back. And it got taken down. Interesting, isn't it? And we await the judge's decision.
It's 40,000 smackaroonies, Alan. And you know what Alan will say? Do you know what he'll say in his brain? He'll say, oh, I've played poker for more money than that. I've seen more money than that on the poker table. So, like, his brain won't let him contextualise what it means. You know, he'll just look at it as like a pile of chips. Because he's probably lost that on the poker. Do you know what I mean? Like, and in his brain he says, oh, I could win that on a horse. You know, it's just like, he doesn't see the reality of it all, does he? Or maybe he does, who knows? We'll have to wait and see how real things feel to him.
I am every day, every hour, checking my email for the final decision from the judge. As soon as I get it, I tell you, good or bad, I will come on and tell you what it is. And I'll read it to you.
Will you?
But the thing is, the judge
Good luck
heard
with that,
me.
Alan. Good luck with that. The judge heard you. He did hear you. You went ranting on. Good luck with reading it to them, because you're not particularly good at reading. And ChatGPT, I mean, what are you going to do with it? There it all is. We're yet to see you read it. I'm waiting for that. Apparently the judge heard him.
For the first time, the armchair detective had his day in court. I didn't waste it.
But you might have been wasted.
I didn't waste it.
But I think you were wasted.
Thanks, Ghost Girl. I thank you all for joining me tonight. It won't be long now, I don't think. But the reason I've done this tonight is I didn't want to get the result and then come on and tell you this.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to because it's part of the banning order. But you did say it anyway, so I don't know.
Because people will say, oh, look at him, he's trying to make excuses. So I've done it now.
To get your excuses in early. It's like going back in a cab with a lady and saying, listen, I have had a lot to drink tonight. Usually, but I have had a lot to drink. There's been a lot on my mind. Before we get home and start drinking coffee and having a coffee, I just want to tell you I've had a lot on my mind. You're putting your excuses in early. Doesn't mean they're not excuses, does it? Doesn't mean it's not a load of bullshit. Didn't want to come and do it after and seem like I was making excuses. It's been 6 years of this.
So you know my position and where I am in this now, as we speak.
Yeah.
When I get the result, my position will be different.
And like you said earlier, your position is you're in the corner. In the corner, and you owe £40,000. Your position is usually in that fucking chair, isn't it? Slumped like that, and we see nipples up, because the rest below is. It ain't. That's all.
Will be different.
Position is bent over in the corner, mate.
Thanks for being so supportive and sticking with me. You're amazing. You're all amazing. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
There you go. There's a song. Listen to him. He's got it. He's still. Listen to him. That's proved it. He's singing the Tom. What's his name? Elton John song. I'm still standing. That's him. You want to be like Alan. I'm still standing. You want to be like Alan. I'm still standing. Well, you're sitting, actually, known for it. It's part of your shtick is that you sit in an armchair. It's not an armchair. Do you know what? This fucking annoys me as well. That's not an armchair. Is it? He reclines and does this. It's not an armchair. It's not a wingback. That's not an armchair. But your whole shtick is that you're sitting down the whole time. You're never standing. You've been beaten. You've lost in court, and now you have to pay 40 grand. So singing Elton John, I'm Still Standing, doesn't make you a winner. It just sounds really pathetic. Oh, still yeah. Standing knee deep in shit. Semper excremento sumus, said Alto Variat in pidgin Latin. We're always in the shit, only the depth varies.
After all this time. Good night.
Good night, Alan. You bastard. No, but he doesn't look very happy there, does he? He doesn't. I expect he's not happy now, because this was the day before the 40 grand. And since the 40 grand, we haven't had any. He made this post yesterday. Judgment handed down. The judgment in my case has now been handed down. The court has made its decision. It includes a financial award and an order restricting what I can say going forward. Let me be clear from the outset. I will respect that order. Well, you will, won't you? Or you'll go to prison. I will not say anything that puts me in breach of a court ruling. Well, we just watched you say a load of stuff that seemed really on the line, like really close to the line. If there's a grey area, then it's right in there, right up to the line of being, I don't know, it might even cross the line, some of it. When you said that you thought that the opposition forwarded evidence that was created by AI, I think that might, I don't know if it's part of the order or not. Well, we're just treading dangerously, aren't we? Thin ice. You don't care. That's not how I operate. That's not how I... There are important things that need to be understood. The case was not decided after a full trial of all the evidence. Wait, are you getting where I am? Here we are. The case was not... I'll just turn this off, you'll see it better. The case was not decided after a full trial of all the evidence. My defence was struck out on procedural grounds, which meant the court did not hear the full merits of my position. That matters. It is. Do you know it annoys me when he uses ChatGPT because he writes things like that matters, like the way ChatGPT writes. This must be what it's like being a teacher in a secondary school having to mark essays these days, isn't it? Like this ChatGPT comes across your desk and you're like, oh, this one's an F. ChatGPT. Well, it's worse than F. You get in trouble, don't you? Big ups, Horse Lover. Horsey, horsey, the battery boy.
I got a big armchair. Oh yeah, I got a dog. I got a pedigree dog. I got all the bling. As much chicken as I can eat. I got a big armchair.
There's your button. Big ups. You can see this, yeah. That matters because what's been decided is a legal outcome. Like, this isn't Alan writing this, so it's hard to critique it, isn't it? Because it's ChatGPT. But usually, if he's asking, like, you know, give me a thing about, I don't know, like tennis, it will write about tennis, won't it? And it's hard to critique because it's ChatGPT. But because it's Alan passing off this stuff about himself, and he's had to say to ChatGPT, oh, write it like this, say this about me, or whatever, I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, it's so weird. Like, and it's so weird to post this up, like, clearly ChatGPT. Like, who's watching his stuff and reading his posts and thinking, I'll pay for his Patreon. Tell you what, this is worth my money for someone to use ChatGPT to regurgitate a load of bollocks. That's worth my money. What's decided is a legal outcome based on the way the case proceeded, not a full examination of every issue that I believe should have been tested. That's why they had a trial, though, Alan. You had the opportunity to put that full examination across. The fact that you didn't doesn't make you winning, it makes you losing. It's like saying, listen, England have been playing in the World Cup. I imagine I manage the England team for the World Cup, which is going to be coming up soon, and you're not going to enjoy watching it because they're going to be rubbish, aren't they? Let's all accept it already. Let's accept it before it starts and we won't be so disappointed. A bit like that woman in the cab. I said to her, listen, I've had a lot to drink and there's been a lot on my mind. So, listen, the idea that, like, this is not... I'm the England manager, so so listen, we lost 6-0 to Colombia today, but there wasn't a full match took place, was there? Because I didn't field all of the team, did I? You know, I left Harry Kane out. I left all the other one out. I didn't put any strikers on. I only fielded the goalkeeper. I didn't even bother to put the team out, did I? So it's not been fair. So, you know, and they'll be like, yeah, but that's bad management, isn't it? Why didn't you field all the players? Why didn't you put up why didn't we put up a defence? Why didn't you play the defence? Why didn't you put up a defence? Like, there'd be questions on the manager. There'd be cross. And he'd say, no. And listen, what you've got to understand is it's a conspiracy against me. Colombia wouldn't let me play my team. FIFA wouldn't let the referee wouldn't let me put the team out, even. So you're telling me that there's a criminal conspiracy against the England team, so they wouldn't let you put it out. And instead of you put out a team and then things happened, like, you're saying this is better. And what really we should do is back you. We should take you into the next match and the match after that. Like, we should herald you as a, you know, if anything, you're doing the right thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. The harassment claim did not succeed on jurisdiction. Yeah, well, that's a technicality, isn't it then, you fucking knob? Claims for punitive damages were not pursued. What remains is a defamation judgment and an award of damages. Agreed, he's got that right. I accept the authority of the court. Except you don't, because you're constantly going on that they've got it wrong. But I do not accept, here we go, that the process has resolved everything that should have been examined. For that reason, I will now be considering my next legal steps. It's 6 years on and you've lost and it's the end? Including the possibility of an appeal. I don't think there is one. I think they had the possibility of the appeal during the process. I think it was denied and then we went through to the remedies. In the meantime, I will continue to speak, carefully and lawfully. Well, one of those things has been fucked up tonight, hasn't it? I don't know which one you want to think it is. Was it careful or lawful? Maybe it's both. About my experience, the process, and what has happened. You've told us about the experience. It's been 6 years. Get the transcripts. I want to thank everyone who supported me throughout this. This has not been easy, but it has not broken me. You're the one being sued for defamation, and on the other side, Frankie, as he said in court, had his family murdered. So for you to use this language in this way is kind of crass. This is not the end, not even close. And he signed it off AD, but that's been written by ChatGPT, even the sign-off. So Alan's had his say there. He told you, if you were one of his patrons, that, and this is the same post again above it, just with headers. Yeah. So that's ChatGPT, isn't it? But Alan told the people on the video that we just watched that he would, because this is out now, this full document, that he would come on and he would read it all to them and go through it with them. But I don't think he's done that. And I don't think he ever will. That's my guess on that. I will. I'm not saying I'm doing it tomorrow. Maybe Sunday. One of the days. It's a big thing. It might not happen all in one stream, you know. But I would give it the fair... You know, you want to hear it, you want to see it. Some people don't want to have to read it out themselves. We'll find a way. We'll go through some of it. I'm not the best at dictation and reading. You know, reading things out either. But we'll give it a go. So have a look out for that. Thank you very much, Lizzie. What I want to say is thank you very much, Lizzie. Like, all right, turns out we've always been gang stalkers, and Lizzie and me, the reason she posted that is because I got her to, and I was told to do it by Frankie. And I want to say that as a joke, but I'm not saying it because some people can't take a joke, and this is quite serious stuff. So, but thank you, Lizzie, for catching Alan, and for this being available for us to watch. Alan said he wanted to show us Gremlins for some reason, so I had Gremlins on. Thank you, Gremlins, for the inevitable copyright strike that will get me. Copyright claim on the Gremlins. Thank you to the Daily Mail for repeating the terrible thing that Alan had removed, but without the word evil, so now it's up forever. Thank you, Alan, for being a massive bastard and providing weird content that somehow, you know, just for the... Thank you for taking my video and putting it up on your channel, Alan, and for going on about me in the negative to your audience, even though you had no idea who I was. Thank you for doing that, I guess. But really, big ups, Lizzie, thank you. Really, thank Frankie Rusick for like sticking this out and being so determined. But I suppose you would be, wouldn't you? You know, I suppose you would be. Like, and thanks to all the truth. Like, this is, again, I say this about this stuff. I had a different beef with Alan, but no, I'm reporting on this, aren't I? But, you know, thank you to all the people who held him to account all those years before I even knew who he was. Mainly, I want to thank the people that give me money. Thank you to the people who are members and super chatters, but mainly thank you to the people that watch and support and click like and, you know, all that. Just thank you all for being good people. This is beyond, I don't have to say at the end, click like and subscribe and all that. You know, this is beyond YouTube. These are real grown-up people who interact on the internet, yeah? Like, we have all this trolling and all this weirdness. These are real grown-up people who interact on the internet who are watching this and commenting in chat and talking. So they don't care about all stupid nonsense trolling and, you know, like and subscribe. It's irrelevant. Like, I don't need their, like, you know, like, I'm not trying to, like, Alan needs people to like grift off and to like create this imbalance with where he's like puppeteering and stuff. Like, I'm just grateful that like people who I see and respect are in the chat, and, you know, yeah, I'm just grateful. So that's, I'm saying thank you to you for watching. Not if you're a bad chuffer and you think I'm saying that to you, no, I'm not, but maybe I am, because you at least did watch, and, you know, YouTube gives it a view. So yeah. And I'm going to get off now because it's 10 o'clock later. It's 2.5 hours. I suppose I should finish on a song, shouldn't I? Should definitely finish on a song. And I'm not finishing on an Alan song. I'm finishing on a nice song, one of our songs. So, have I said everything? I'm just worried that I haven't said everything that I needed to say, like, gratitude-wise, thank yous-wise. I think I've said everything thank yous-wise. I'm opening the wrong window now. This window. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, me and Frankie have got it. Now that this is all done, I've got a little busy weekend, but I'll try and get in touch with Frankie over the next week. We've got to try and put our heads together for something. Yeah, things do, big ups Betsy Ross. Listen, things do, like, it's the internet's a big place, different people, things do fragment, things change, but then things come together at different times as well. You know, like when things are important, people stand up, don't they? You know, like Alan was saying, he's still standing. This has been a story, really. This thing has been a story about when things are important, people stand up, and Frankie stood up, and then people stood with him. You know, that's what that was about. So it's no wonder that you're still standing. Like Alan's saying the Elton John song, but you're still standing. Do you see what I mean? And yeah, things fragment and not everyone and this and that. You know, it's a long journey. You know, it's a long road. As you go through life, it's a long, long road, and there'll be joys and sorrows too. But as we journey on, we sing this song for the boys in royal blue. We're often partisan, and we will journey on. And you keep right on to the end of the road, you keep right on to the end. And though the way be long, you let your heart beat strong and keep right on to the end. And though you're tired and weary, you still journey on till you come to your happy abode. And with all our love, we'll be dreaming of, and we'll be there at the end of the road. Birmingham, Birmingham. That's my football club song. It's my club song from the football. Yeah. Say a little prayer. Thank you, Jesus. You know, shouts out God. You be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty. No, wait, this one.
Well, I like kombucha, so can we have it again? I like the trees that you send. I like the sea. Can we see it again? I like the way you are mad, but you kind of pretend. I'm here for the journey. I'm here for it all. I'll ride or die. I just need to see you all for the journey.